Okay. We should be live. We should be live. Are you live? I am live. I think.
You are not.
Okay, well, it's saying I've been live for 8 seconds.
You are live.
Okay, we got a Black Fridays, pre-Black Fridays deals video starting for you guys. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to talk about...
Just wait for people to come in.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about the deals first. So we're going to talk about the situation. This year is a lot different to other years with Black Friday. And of course, we've seen the stock stuff where, like we've seen the stock problems with all this stuff that's been going down with RTX 3080s, RTX 3070s, 6800 XTs, now the new victim. And dude, do you want to just go easy on the typing?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, cool. He's got a new video editor around here. He's doing his stuff. He's good. He's helping me out, and it's just been such a busy month. But we've seen these stock problems, right? PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S's, Series X's, all this stuff is selling out. And the reason being is that 2020 has been the year of just gamers staying at home. And I guess there's so much more pent-up demand now for gaming, PC gaming, console gaming, everything. And so what we're seeing now is this year with Black Friday, when that actual Black Friday hits this year, it's going to be, I think, the worst in history for actual really good deals. And we'll show you why. Like with the Precursor, we've got like, I just went on Amazon. I'm like, Ryzen 5 3600, you know, it's going to be, it's always been like the go-to, same with the 2600 too, but then now that 5000 series is out, you kind of look at the generation before. And we've got here, the 3600 is costing now $273. I even set my address to Beverly Hills because I thought, okay, maybe it's just like I'm in Australia. Maybe it's just like a problem with my end that it just doesn't want to ship to Australia. But no, one left in stock, $273. That's not a deal for a 3600. No one's getting a deal here. And so what I've seen now is kind of like this year around, you might want to just get in early with your Black Friday deals and then set and forget and sort of don't worry about the action that unfolds on the actual weekend. Because I've seen another thing too, and we'll talk about graphics cards. That's even worse. Now I'm seeing you guys in the US, you guys are like looking like it's really hard to find an actual deal on a GPU. In Australia, it's kind of okay. You just look around, we'll get onto that a little bit later. But let's start off with some actual deals that I'm finding here. First of all, what's that? Yeah, what's that? What's going on with the chat? Oh, hey guys, whoa. You guys are active. I didn't think you'd be, oh, okay, chat's going crazy. What's going on? It's like active, really active. People are coming in. You guys want the deals. You guys want the deals. Let's pull it up to here. We got the, first of all, this is the, if you're going to get a high-end gaming PC, this is what you want, an OLED, 55-inch, 120 hertz. I've got one of these things, and I can tell you, it is hard. I had to uninstall games, and I've said this because it would just stop me from doing my actual job. I got addicted to Baldur's Gate 3, and I did my first all-nighter just playing video games, and I realized, wow. But this TV is like the gateway. It's providing you that experience. And now the BX is 1200 USD, which this thing is going to sell out. Like it says it's in stock now, but I tell you now, if this BX was for sale in Australia at this price, it would sell out in a few hours because that is really good value for a 55-inch OLED, 120 hertz 4K. It's basically end game. And now for the people out there, they're like, okay, well, what about the CX? CX is $1,500. You're not getting $300 worth of panel for that price. Like you're not, the 300 USD you're spending extra there, you've got a better image processor. But here's the thing, when you hook that up from your PC, you've suddenly got all the image processing, a lot of it turned off. And this is the same 10-bit OLED panel, right? So you want 10-bit HDR on, you've got that with the OLED BX 55-inch. Now, some other differences is I think the CX might be a little bit brighter, ever so brighter, but you don't want to run your OLED at 100 brightness anyway. So anyhow, next up here, we've got some graphics cards. I did manage to like find something that was in stock and something that was half decent value. This one was hard because I was like looking around for 1660 Supers, 1650 Supers. You don't want to get the GTX 1650. You kind of don't want to get that because it's like it performs so much worse than a 1650 Super. So OG 1650, if you're desperate, sure. But this right here is, we've got 5500 XT, $200, 8GB version. That's not a bad deal. Like, it's going to be okay considering GPUs are like, everybody wants to get a graphics card. So yeah, there's that one. So if you want to get a GPU, there's that. But what we're going to do too is we're going to be putting together a PC kind of in America, theoretically. And so 512GB SSD for $43, I would be snapping that up. Decent deal here. Team Group make good DDR4 memory. They also make pretty good SSDs. So you can get in quick if you want to. Or of course, you can just say, no, I don't want to get a deal. I clicked the link. I don't want to become an Amazon finance member. Look at that. So I was going to click on the price here. As $280 for a 5600 XT. This is kind of like your mid-range, because I don't think, and what we're seeing, right, 6800 XT, 6800s. If AMD releases a 6700 XT, I'm pretty sure that thing's going to be sold out too. Well, for whatever stock comes back in. This is in stock now, $280, and you're going to get a really good 1080p gaming experience out of this thing. It's actually a really fast card. Especially for $280. Pretty good deal. Now for power supply, if you're putting together a new PC, you don't have to go out and buy like a 750 watt. A 450 watt will do a 5600 XT absolutely fine, or a 1660 Super or anything like that. And at $40, 40 smackaroonies, you don't have a whole lot to lose. So this one's the Gigabyte power supply. I've actually tried one of these before. Gigabyte have sent over a couple of their power supplies, and I've used them in the past, and they've been absolutely fine. I mean, they're probably not the best. I mean, I'm sure there'd be some Ripple in there. But hey, for $40, you're going to be getting a pretty good deal. Now, we've got here NZXT H510. I'm telling you now, with these cases, every time I do a gaming PC in an NZXT case, it sells. You know, here's the funny thing is, like this morning, and this is no BS, this morning I sold the, I was going to do the flip up challenge. So I sold the 3080 PC in the NZXT case. Now I sold another one, and the only reason I sold the 3080 PC the second time is because I forgot to take the listing down, and someone was messaging me like so hungry for this 3080 PC. And it's all because of these NZXT H510s. They just sit there and people go crazy over them. Me personally, I'm like, it's a case. It looks pretty good, but for some reason, when you're flipping PCs, people go crazy over these NZXT H510s. And at $70 US, that's a really good deal. Like in Australia, these things cost 150 Aussie. And even at 140 Aussie dollars, these things just sell out so quickly. So yeah, if I was in the US, I'd be getting one of these cases because you're gonna have some pretty good resale value on your PC. Now they've also got the black and red. They've got the all black one, but I think like these two colors, especially the black and red, you add red LEDs up the top here. Whoo! There's your PC gone. It's just gone. Like you put it up for sale, 1 hour later the thing's sold. Or of course you're building yourself your own PC. Got a bit of a red and black theme going on. Sith Lord, the master of the Sith. And now here's the funny thing, right? We were looking at that Ryzen 5 3600 earlier. And isn't this the ironic thing? This is the ironic thing right here. Is that it feels like this is what I've been seeing in the last couple of months. I maybe even have to make a dedicated video for this. Yeah, we're getting on chats like, you know, any Aussie deals. We've got the Aussie deals coming up very soon. Don't worry. We have to. US does come first. US is like the biggest audience base for YouTube's. YouTube's is like majority is US. And honestly, I've said this in the past. If I just had US as a subscriber base, I could actually survive off YouTube still. Any other country, if I just had that subscriber base, I wouldn't be able to eat. So US is huge. So I've got to, you know, naturally, hey guys, US first. This is the way it is. Anyway, 10400. This is the funny thing. This is a trend I'm seeing in Australia as well. Seeing it in the US, seeing it in Australia. Haven't quite seen it in the UK, mate, but we'll get onto the UK soon, mate. We've got $178 here for the 10400. This isn't even the F version. This is the normal version with the iGPU on board, so you can use that for other tasks. And it's $178, free shipping. You get the cooler included. Grab yourself this and an H410, and we've got the 16 gigabytes of RAM coming up soon, and you're going to be having a great gaming experience. So it's almost $100 cheaper than the Ryzen 5 3600 at the moment. So that's how like the tables are turning here, where Intel's becoming like the older AMD where they're slower now in performance, but AMD's like more expensive now, but they're offering the better performance. It's just like sitting here scratching my head. What's going on here? It's a pretty crazy scenario. So anyway, next up, DDR4 memory, 3200 megahertz, $50. This is from XPG. XPG, I believe they're a subsidiary of AData or AData. Depends on how, man, the US accent's rubbing off on me a little bit. AData. We got here, 3200 megahertz, $50. That's cheap. I'd be buying that up. That's cheap memory, man. Cheap memory. Whack that in with the 10400 and the upcoming motherboard that I'm about to show you. You're going to have some really good plays here. Especially if you're flipping PCs too. Don't be afraid to buy the NZXT H510 because the deals that I'm showing you here are... Okay, so we'll pull it up, right? We'll go through the US first and we'll pull up the big screen. $60 for the H410M CSM. So this is a business grade motherboard. And so with that, it's going to have more stability than a regular H410. So this thing is, I think it says it's got a 36-month warranty maybe? And it's like, this is right here. I appreciate the look of this thing, right? You look at this. This is like, for me, I wish they made more motherboards like this. It's a blast to the past. Every time I look at a motherboard now, I see like, yeah, it's got the fancy aesthetics and it's got all this. Sometimes I appreciate a bit of plain green smack on the motherboard. And also you got the yellow boards as well. They were really cool. They were a bit more rarer than the green. And they also had the red PCBs. I kind of miss that old school stuff. So this one right here, $60. So you get Nate. What are you doing there, mate? No green PCB. See, this is where we got differing opinions. I can appreciate beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let us know in chat what you think. Do you think the green PCB is beautiful? I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, more so I'm loving the fact that it'd be more solid than a regular entry run-of-the-mill H410. So that's the main point, jokes aside. But let's step it up. If you guys want some budget peripherals, $28 mechanical keyboard from Red Dragon. I've tried some Red Dragon mechanical keyboards before. They've got the red switches, $28. You cannot go wrong. And even if you were you were driving down wrong avenue, you'd still be doing it right. And I think that's the verdict there. Now, another thing I'm going to talk about, right? This is a scary thing that came to me the other day. So yeah, we're going for the US first. So we're going for US first, which is in USD. So these are all USD prices at the moment. I got all the links in the description below too if you want to check this stuff out. But we're just going through the reasoning as to why you would want to get some of this stuff. Now, here's a true story, right? I sold this dude a 2080 Super Rig, and this was like really scary. Hold on. I sold this dude a 2080 Super Rig, and I saw his PC. He messaged me the other day. I saw his PC up for sale, and he's selling like all his stuff. He went out and bought 3 240 hertz monitors. He went and got all the fancy streaming mics and fancy gear and all that. And I'm like, why are you selling stuff? He's like, oh, bro, 5 months later, I'm not interested in streaming anymore. It's like, well, so you just spent like all that money, like down the toilet. All this money is just wasted on wanting to be a streamer. And it's like $10,000 worth of gear there. And it's like, well, you could have started small like this. You could have started small on the budget, on the $28 mic on sale for a pre-Black Friday deal, and you could have seen if streaming was for you first, because your viewers are going to, like, if you got good content, your viewers are going to tune in, right? And you can do that on budget stuff if you're starting out. This mic will give you half decent audio quality. It's not like it's just going to be a guy banging on tin. It's going to be half decent. For $28, it's going to be real good value. So if you want to get into streaming and just giving your viewers some kind of experience, this webcam as well, $21. For, under $50, you've got yourself the cam and the mic. And you don't need any capture cards or anything like that. You can just use your GPUs and encoder, and you can get into streaming on a budget. And then you can go from there. See if you want to get some acquired taste. Now, the next one, gamers. If you want a decent mouse, if you want the staple, I call this the staple because this mouse would be the mouse I would be using if my little friend Rocket Jump Ninja didn't gift me an Ultralight 2. People are like, oh dude, where'd you get the Final Mouse Ultralight 2 from? And I got it from Rocket Jump, my boy. He's my homeboy. He lives about, I think he lives about 25 minutes down the road. and we're really good friends. And I was like, I tried this at his house, the Ultralight 2, and I absolutely loved it. It's a really good mouse. But if I wasn't using the Ultralight 2, I'd be using the G203. And at $15, like this thing here, this Ultralight 2 is not good value for money. It's not a value for money play. I mean, in my case, it was because Zai gifted it to me, so I'm lucky. But at $15, G203, absolutely phenomenal. So if you're looking for a gaming mouse and you want to know what kind of gaming mouse I like, this is it. Really good input lag as well. Logitech have like on average like 1 millisecond delay on their mice, even from going way back like 14 years. This is yeah, $15. Gamers, rejoice. You save $25. I've not seen a G203 this cheap. And it doesn't matter what they put on the mice. If they put like, for all I care, they could put like auto aim technology on it. If you can't get good on a game on this mouse right here, then pro gaming's probably not your thing. So I'm just gonna spoil the news here. Sorry to spoil the news midstream here for you, but if you can't get good on a G203, then I can't help you. Okay. Anyway, we're not gonna go to the UK yet. We're gonna go to international deals. So we're gonna plug our sponsor here. This is Windows 10 Pro Keys. Use the BF TYC coupon and you get 30% off that Windows 10 Pro Key. That's also in the description below. Look at that. SCD keys. We did a dedicated video towards them. People were like trash talking SCD keys. They're like, man, those keys are volume license keys. We checked them. They were retail keys. And then we called up Microsoft. And Microsoft was like, Microsoft were like, we really don't care. That's probably... that was like the answer that we got. It's like, we don't care. This has got a digital license. It's activated. It's all good. It's like, okay. Anyhow, SCD keys hooking up with that big fat TYC discount, 30%. That's in the description. Now we're going to AliExpress. Before we get on to Aussie, I know the Aussies are like, where's the Aussie deals at? We've got here the Viper Mini. I was talking about mice before, but this one's a new release, 61 grams. Rocket Jump also said this was one of his best mice he's tried. And at $30, this is on like a flash sale. I think that is really cheap for this mouse. Don't get me wrong. But for the Viper Mini at $30, I think that's a really good deal. And I think if you're signing up to AliExpress, you get a $2 or something, $2 off on the coupon code. So that's a flash deal I found for you guys. Next up here, we've got the water coolers from iGo. $45 if it locks it in. So $45 delivered international for a 120mm RGB bling. I actually used one. I didn't use this exact one, but in the recent flip that I did this morning, I'll show it on the flip up challenge video when that comes out. But we had this was actually in the rig, this right here, like one of these, and it looked gorgeous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like $45, man. Performance isn't that much. At $45, the performance of a water cooler shouldn't be your top priority. More so the looks and the bling and saying, hey, I've got water cooling. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna beat around the bush and go, okay, guys, we got to get a $45, because you just get a snowman, right? If you're looking for price performance cooling, grab yourself a snowman for $20. That's like a staple. And this here is just like that bling play, right? You're going to chuck this in the PC and you're going to be like, hey guys, look at my fancy lights. And trust me when I say this, people love this stuff. Like this guy that came this morning, his eyes just lit up. Like I could see, it's like, whoa, he saw the RGB and he was, I mean, look, he was young, so he's got the metabolism and all that. But if he was older, he probably would have just, passed out or something just at the RGB. So they've got the 240mm, $61. They got the 240mm version here. That's also another play. You might want to wake. You want to wake up on a 240mm RGB liquid cooler. You just wake up on one for 61 US. That's delivered, so not bad. iGo as well. The brand iGo. I've tried iGo before, and they are very solid. So let's have a look now. I've got the same link. Now we're going to go over to the beautiful land down under. Let's get Aussies. Beautiful land down under. There are some deals out there, but it's kind of like on eBay. Some of the prices, I'm going to say this in advance. Some of the prices are jacked up, right? So like what they do on eBay is they put all the prices up, then they give you 20% off. So you're actually not kind of getting a good deal on some of the stuff. I checked CPUs, I checked GPUs, all that stuff. And I'd say like I'm keeping my eye on some of the retailers in Australia for the good deals that come up. But I found like I've sniffed through some of the eBay deals. And I'm going to say as well, do keep a lookout for used stuff. Like used stuff in these times when you've got all these Black Friday sales going on. People overlook used stuff. We got some 860 Pros, 512 gigabyte SSDs. That's the MLC stuff, really high quality. We're gonna be doing a video later on looking at that versus the newer stuff. But we got 4 of these for $290 Aussie delivered. So that's like $75 roughly, 75 bucks Aussie. So that's like 50 US for a 512 gigabyte MLC SSD. So you can get some bargains on, what's up?
Oh, just slow down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Read the chat some more.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. You want me to slow down? You want me to chat? Oh, well, we're going to get through the deals first, and then we're going to go on to the beautiful chat. I'm chill, man. Chill as. Chill, I'm chill. He's like, yo. But I like to get through the deals, right? Because I'm a bit of a deals guy, so. But if you guys want me to slow down, I can slow down. It's just, I mean, you always got to go at a million miles an hour, let's be honest. I don't know if you guys are out there like in chat like me, and you're like, your brain races all the time. You're like, gotta get this done, gotta get that done, gotta get that done. And then you like eat in the car. That's my, that's one of my worst things. I always eat in the car. Like even in the Stinger, I got the Stinger, eating in it. Burrito. Let's just do that. One hand on the wheel, one hand in the burrito in the mouth. It's just like, yo, let's save some time here. Yeah, burrito. I wonder if anyone's got any videos on that, like burrito while you're driving. How, like, who's got the best style of eating a burrito while they're driving? So anyway, let's get on to them deals. We got Aussie Deals right here. 164 Aussie delivered for 32 gigabytes of DDR4, 3200 megahertz. So you got to use this coupon right here. See it on the screen. It's plus BF20. You lock that in and you are going to get a phenomenal deal on some DDR4 memory. If you want to get 64 gigabytes, think about that. You're going to get 64 gigabytes of relatively fast DDR4 memory, CL16, at $328 delivered to your door. That is pretty good. You're not going to go wrong with that. There might be some cheaper memory out there, but I'm pretty sure the timings are going to be garbage. 3200 megahertz CL16 is kind of like the value play. It's kind of like the staple, the balance between performance and not getting like that 2400 megahertz garbage stuff that you see. So that's a really cool deal. I pulled that one up first. Next one is the same. It's like the 10400 in America was the way to go. If you guys are putting together a rig with like, say for instance, you want to get an RTX 3070 or a 6800 when they get back in stock, this CPU is going to couple with those GPUs perfectly. Especially if you're doing 1440p gaming or 4K gaming, you get one of these 215 bucks delivered to your door, plus BF20. So in USD terms, that's like maybe like 160 USD. So it's coming in cheaper than those guys in the US. There you go. Winning. Absolutely winning. Now we got here, Xiaomi MI curved. You guys have been telling me, like I've got guys emailing me about this. They're like, Brian, you got to check out the 34-inch 144 hertz monitor. And I would, but I want to like, I've got to get a heap of stuff done first. And then, we got some super chats coming in. Dan, sorry. If I'm missing a bit of the chat, I do apologize. Like, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes I'm a little bit retarded. Greetings from LA. You are the reason for me getting a 5800X, and I was wondering why the chips runs hot. When I run C20, it goes up to 90 degrees help. Okay, so what cooler are you running? You got to let me know what cooler you're running. Let the chat know what cooler you're running. That comes down to your CPU cooler. I was getting, I think, around 80 degrees on that CPU with a H115i RGB Platinum. Very good CPU cooler. One of the best in the biz, and that's what I've been saying. If you're running a crap cooler, you're going to be having problems. So let's get back to the deals though. This is why I want to get on to chat. You guys got some really good questions. You want to open that door a little bit too. We got some like, we're up on the mountain a little bit. And so like the door, it'll start whistling a little bit. So yeah, hopefully, oh really? Okay. Easy. Yeah. There you go. Okay. There we go. Well, we got this monitor. 537 Aussie dollars after the coupon. Now, this is delivered to your door. I think other retailers might have this ever so slightly cheaper, but you still got to pay $25 shipping and stuff. This is just at ease of access to your door. And I got to say with this one, so many people have messaged me saying they love this monitor. So even though I haven't reviewed it yet, I am going to say that all the feedback I've heard from this has been very positive. So I'm not going to put my name down on it and say it's amazing, go get it. But everyone's been telling me this monitor is really good. So at 530 bucks for an ultra wide 1440p, 144 hertz, you can't get wrong. So that's that one. Anyway, next one is one that I have tested and I can vouch for. I do love this monitor if you are on a budget, but you still want good image quality, still want that 144 hertz, still want the FreeSync. It does hook up with G-Sync as well. This one is the budget play, 255, and that includes shipping plus BF20. That's a deal. That's a pretty good deal. This monitor usually hangs around the $300 price point, so for it to come in at 250 bucks is a very good deal. If you want to get into high refresh rate gaming or get into the world of it and you don't want to spend too much money, this is going to give you that option. So bang. Maybe if you're on console as well, maybe if you're going with those new consoles and just set it to 120 hertz, that might be a play as well. So once the consoles get the updates and the games to properly support the high refresh rate. But next one here is 240 hertz. If you want to be a 240 hertz mega mad gamer, if you want to be the guy who's the 240 hertz king of the scene, because I'd say everyone who picks up a high-end gaming PC office, they always like, yo, dude, does this run 240 hertz? And they go, I went and bought the Alienware. I went and bought the Asus 240 hertz monitor. But this one here, you can get into the world of 240 hertz for 367 bucks. So there you go. And it's G-Sync as well. And it's curved. Though the curved, I will say one thing about the curved monitor. Some people hate curved monitors. I'm one of those guys that I don't care. Flat, curved, it's all good to me. Yeah, I'm not gonna segue into another conversation there on a live stream. Because I know some guys in chat will be like, yo, is that how you like a, yeah, no, we're not going there. So, all right, let's go. Let's continue on with the deals. I'm going to order 2 of these 1080p's. I was going to order 2 of them for myself. These are 1080p webcams. I think I've tried one of these in Japan, but then I actually dropped it down a flight of stairs and I busted it. I use this as my travel 1080p camera, and then I dropped it down a flight of stairs and it busted the lens. And I was so sad. But if you guys need a 1080p high quality webcam in Australia for 60 bucks, this one's gonna do the job. And some people even say it looks better than the C920. When I had this and the C920, I thought they were pretty similar. So there you go, 60 bucks. I gotta snap them up for myself too. Next up here is the CX55. I have a lot of people messaging me about the OLEDs in Australia, and this was what I was telling you guys before in the US. You guys are lucky. For 1200 USD, you can get the BX55 inch delivered. This is the cheapest you will find a CX55 inch in Australia. It is 266 delivered. And I think that's because the shipping channels getting these OLEDs to Australia is actually very expensive for LG. Then we've got 10% tax. But I got mine a little bit cheaper early in the year. So I'm using the CX. This is the exact TV I'm using, and I'm not using it for TV anymore. I'm using it for gaming, video editing, everything. This monitor is absolutely amazing. OLED is so good for your eyes, and we'll talk about it in another video, but OLED is just where it's at right now. You definitely want to be getting on OLED. It is the way to go. You definitely want that in your life if you can afford it, of course. It's an expensive ask, but hey, if we look at all the used price performance stuff and you get into the PC flipping game, man, you can pick yourself up a few bucks. Buy yourself something nice. You can buy yourself something nice, real nice. So, next up here. This is another one. I should have ordered these deals before I showed you guys this. I'm like, all right, I'm going through the Aussie deals on live stream here. I should have ordered myself a couple of these boards. Here we go. 167 bucks for the Z490 Pro 4s. This is the ones I've been using in the flip up challenge. It's Z490. I think people are gonna I know people in Australia are gonna be like Z490, bro. Z490. I don't know why I say it Z490 again. Maybe it's just rubbed off of me. Like the 10 years that I lived in, this is a true story. 10 years I lived in Japan. A lot of my friends there were Canadian. So like I know there's a difference between the Canadians and the Americans, but like you got the similar in intonations or whatever. And so you guys speak similar. And so you guys would both say Z, right? Z490. So I think that might have rubbed off on me. So now you got a Z490 motherboard, $167, and that's delivered Aussie. And that's actually a beautiful deal. Now, reason I didn't show some of this other, so this was the other thing I was going to point to, right? In Australia, right? 10700Fs. 10700Fs are $459. A 3700X is now $499. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. The tables have turned suddenly. Intel is now what AMD used to be around first and second gen Ryzen versus Intel. And AMD is now Intel. Like when we look at it, right? I mean, they're not, of course, they're different companies and they're doing different things, but I'm talking about the whole pricing war now. And is it not a bad idea? Like for me, I don't care if it's AMD or Intel. I just want to build whatever's the cheapest, whatever's going to give the best price performance. So there's something to think about. This is the trend. This is the trend that's going down right now. This is out of stock as well. I guess a lot of you guys agree with us in Australia. Hey, picking up yourself a 10700F for this price and a bad play. That's 8 cores, 16 threads. If you were to convert that to USD, maybe 330 USD or something like that, and then we do pay tax on that. This here is not really a deal, $500 when this exists. So there it is. And then the 10900F, I was going to say, this is very interesting. This one here, if you're in Australia, this one's very interesting. I want to make a play on this, try and flip one of these and see how crazy people go for i9. They're like, i9, dude, isn't that like the best? And not anymore. Kind of got dethroned by the 5800X. But hey, if some people don't do their Google searches properly, they might never know. And if they just see the Intel marketing, which does get spammed. Intel are like, they spam social channels with marketing. So, all right. Anyway, last of all, some Corsair memory as well. If you want the bling RAM in your PC, this is going to bling it out. So that's not a bad deal too. And so now, finally, we're going to have a little bit of a break here. We'll get on with some questions quickly because then we'll go to the UK. There's not many deals in the UK, but you guys, I see a heap of questions coming in. So eBay return process from Matthew Liu. eBay return process is, I've never had a problem with an eBay return process. And in fact, if it's too tedious for the seller and they've sent, for instance, I bought these wallpaper things. I was going to do a little like studio setup and the wallpaper was terrible. Like it was garbage. It was like they showed this high quality print. And then when you got it, was like this low-res garbage. And I'm like, why did I pay $100 for this wallpaper? I put in a complaint and just said, look, this is low-res garbage. And so I got my money back. They just said, look, keep the wallpaper. I was like, okay, but I want to send you, I don't want your wallpaper. I cannot use it. So I was like, send your wallpaper back. So the return process was very easy. Every time I've done it on eBay, it's been fine if you've had a problem. Of course, if you don't have a problem and you just don't change your mind, like, if you're one of those buyers who just changes their mind, try not to throw that back on the seller. It's the most annoying thing. If someone buys something, they're committed to it, and then they're like, oh, I changed my mind. As a seller, it's one of the worst things you could do. So yeah. Anyhow, we got that question out of the way. Let's move on. I have a problem with my X58 Mobo. First two RAM slots don't work. Okay, so you got to either clean the pins, clean the RAM slots, and usually I found it's cleaning the pins. I did a whole video on that. And that can bring the RAM slots back to life. It's usually micro bends on the CPU pins themselves. Or of course the motherboard just could be that old and the traces are actually damaged themselves. Next up here we got, do you think a 2600 and 5700 XT combo is a bottleneck? If the 2600 is not tuned, man, yeah. Like I've seen Ryzen 5 2600s. This is the thing. I've seen 2600s come through here and they just don't work with a lot of XMP profiles. Like you can only get these things up to like 2933 megahertz memory. And so even though you see all these tests where they're like running 3200 megahertz, 3600 megahertz, sometimes that 2600 struggles, man. And it's even on the official notes from AMD. They're only guaranteeing, I think, is 2 8GB single ranks at 2933 megahertz. So yeah, if you've got that, it can be a bit of a bottleneck if you can't get the memory speeds high. if you can, it shouldn't be much of a problem, especially if you go to the higher resolutions. We got next here. Love your work. Have you heard of any issues with the 3080? Just failing and monitor loses signal, but fine after a hard reboot. I have not had that problem. I am having one issue where it's on 2 monitors and I turn the monitors off and then I turn it back and the scaling goes from 175% because I'm at 4K down to 100%, but that's easily fixed when the other monitor comes back on. So that's the only problem. I wouldn't even call it really a problem. It doesn't do anything. Other than that, the 3080 has been absolutely smooth in terms of at day one, it had problems with the LG, but they fixed that pretty quickly. LG has offered the updates. 6800 XT's got a few teething issues too. They should all be fixed. Like there shouldn't be any problems in a couple of months. What B550 do I recommend? Ooh, I'd say like for me, the Steel Legend, the full-sized one, B550 full-size Steel Legend. Overall, it's a good budget. It's a good board. It's a solid mid-round, like price, looks, and performance. I like that. Will the 10400F be compatible with Z490M motherboard? Yeah, of course. Yeah, easy. And that's where you want to get the Z490 because you want to get the higher memory speeds. And if you're reselling it, people look for the Z490. H410 should just be if you're putting together a cookie cutter for yourself. Save a few bucks. Z490's for like, okay, I want to reflip this with a higher end GPU. But in that case, I'd recommend getting the i7 because i7 versus 10400F, huge difference in resale potential there. Massive difference I've found. This is just speaking from experience. Of course, you know, hey, what would I know, right? Is trading an RTX 2060 for an RX 5700 XT, then selling that card on eBay a viable strategy? Anything's a viable strategy, man, if it makes money. Like, go for it. I mean, the time wasted on that, I personally wouldn't do it. What mic am I using? Wave 3. I've gotten used to this thing, right? Initially, I was like, okay, maybe the ugly mic that I was using is not that good, but I don't know. Like this thing grew on me. At first, I was like, okay, I got to get used to the sound. But then once I tweaked it, changed the settings, I'm really starting to love this microphone, especially because it's just like, it's a safe mic. You're not going to, I guess it's like, you're not going to pop the mic or anything like that. Your viewers are going to love the audio coming out of this thing because it's just consistent. Anyway, I'm thinking of buying an RX 5700 XT. Is it good? Anything's good at the right price. That's a solid GPU, but make sure you get the good price on it. I will say the 1060 Ti will be out pretty soon. That'll be $399 US, I think, according to rumors. I'd wait and see what that's got to offer because, yeah, you might kind of be in a bad situation maybe. Anyway, he has a Ryzen mic. No, I don't have a Ryzen mic. Should I upgrade from a 9400F to a 10400F right now? If you can find a buyer for that 9400F, yeah, go for it. If it's only like a $30, $40 upgrade, I would jump on that quick smart. Because yeah, you're getting hyper-threading with that i5. So, all right, let's finish off the UK deals. Then we'll get back to, there's heaps of questions coming in. Then we'll get back to chat for you guys. So, and, okay, yeah, 1060 Ti, question mark. 1060 Ti is coming. But let's get back to some UK deals, mate, quickly. Because I got to take care of that. Every time I do a deals video, people from the UK, they complain. They're like, dude, you forget the UK, and we love you from the UK. So I'm like, every time I think of the UK, it's like, I'm a slave on a minimum wage. That song, is it? Who Said? Is that the one? Who Said? I love that song. Such a good song. Okay, UK. You guys, it looks like your prices are not good in the UK. If you would convert a pound to a USD, you're not really getting a good deal on stuff, but you can sift through that market and say, okay, well, here's the baseline price. Let's see what we can get. 288 quid for a 5600 XT. I'd be banging that because of what the other prices of the other GPUs are, what I've seen. So 5600 XT, again, if everyone's buying a 5700 XT, you shouldn't be buying a 5700 XT because that means the demand for it's really high, the prices are going to be high. You kind of want to cycle through it. So this is probably my contrarian nature when I do deals hunting, is that when you go down this alley, right? That's why 10400Fs, like look at that stuff, right? It's cheap now because everyone wants to go out and buy a Ryzen CPU. But are you going to pay $270 for a Ryzen 5 3600 when you get pretty much the same performance out of something $100 cheaper at current market rates? It's like, no, I wouldn't do it. Anyway, 288 quid. There we go, mates. Next up here, 3700X. This is where the AMD play is making a lot of sense. It's cheaper than the 10700F. You get the raised prism. I love this CPU. It's one of my favorites if it comes around these price points, right? 3700X was always a good price performance CPU. And at this price, it is amazing. 285 quid, at least from what I'm seeing compared to the other stuff out there in the UK. I'd be hitting this up. And yeah, I like where this is at. Next up here, if you want a higher speed SSD, MP600. This is PCIe Gen 4. I'm like, wow, okay, that's 100 quid. That's not too bad. This thing does perform pretty well. I've got one of these at the studio here. Pretty quick drive. I think they've, oh no, that's 4. Okay, so the 4000 should be on the second line. So yeah, it does go over 4000 megabytes. I have tested this thing. It is quick. And then we've got here for a motherboard to go with that 3700X, 70 pounds, B450. Honestly, the difference between PCIe Gen 3 and Gen 4, I mean, if we're looking at a B550 motherboard, you're paying an extra, maybe in the UK, you'd be paying an extra 40 pounds. And you're not going to be getting 40 pounds worth of extra performance out of that motherboard. Now, 3700X is one of those CPUs, you just pop it in the motherboard, set your XMP profiles up, use the Wraith Prism, set and forget. You're going to have an amazing gaming experience, and you're going to be getting really good value. Too easy. Next up in the UK, look at this. Focus G. I love this case. It's a really nice case. It looks decent, looks really clean. But another thing is too, at 43 pounds, I'd be buying these up because this is about, I don't know the going rate in the UK for these, but it looks like compared to the other cases out there, this thing is bringing some good value. Definitely go with this if you're building a new PC, or even if you're a PC flipper over in the UK. This thing looks pretty good if you can get the right angle of the shot. See that shot there with the front white LEDs blinging out the front? I absolutely love it. So that's beautiful. Nice case, especially at 43 quid delivered. Then we got the last deal of the day. If you're into budget storage, you're like, look, I don't want the MP600 because I'm just gonna be flipping this PC, or I'm just gonna be using it for gaming. I don't need that extra storage or speeds. Just go with the SN550, 500 gigabytes, 46 pounds. And you know, here's the funny thing. I'm gonna tell you guys on live stream because it doesn't matter, right? I think I did the SN550 for Western Digital. I think I did a video on this, sponsored video for them. And I was like, guys, the gaming performance is pretty good. And they're like, don't talk about the gaming performance. And I'm like, why not? Why can't I talk about the gaming performance of an SN550? It's a solid drive. The speeds are good. The games were loading up absolutely fine, because they wanted to target the black version, the WD black version of this to gamers. And I'm like, well, this is absolutely fine for gamers. This is a match made in heaven for gamers. Cheap price, good performance. Why wouldn't you want this for gamers? Anyway, sponsored video, that's the problem with sponsored videos. Sometimes you get forced to do things that we forced to cut out a bit that I thought was really good. And I'm like, okay, there it is there. So you'll notice if you go back to that video, the sponsored one by WD, they made me cut out the gaming part. And I'm like, so you just want other people to go buy other SSDs at this price point because the black's more expensive? This is like, I don't know. Anyway, let's move over to chat. Let's move over to chat now. They are the deals. All the links are in the description below. And thank you guys so much for tuning in so far. We're hitting some good live viewers here. You guys hit the questions up, and I'll answer as best as I can. We're having a great day here. You know, I've been sipping on, you know what I've been sipping on lately? I've been sipping on some green tea. I'm becoming like one of them new age trendies minus all the political jargon, you know? So green tea for breakfast, green tea for lunch. You just keep sipping green tea, and apparently it lowers your blood pressure. That's a good thing, right? So you want to lower your blood pressure. In a day and age of all this other stuff, you kind of, green tea for the win. All right, so let's roll them questions in. Let's see what we can answer for you guys. It's not over. No, it's not over. The deals are over. That's all I could, I'm going to tell you now. The deals, in terms of the deals, there is just, it's crazy with the deals. Because I think Black Friday, when you get into Black Friday, we're not going to be able to live stream deals because the actual good deals on Black Friday, they're gone in like 2 seconds. I remember last year I got like a $40 Aussie, like it'd be about $30 US, NVMe M.2 1 terabyte. And it was some freak sale that shouldn't have happened. Like eBay had a bug on their site, which allowed me to get $140 off the SSD. And I showed it in the video, but That's the kind of deals that I can't live stream that because it's gone before you even refresh the browser. But these are like, right, what you've got here on today's video is just solid deals that you're not going to have to fight with sites crashing and all this stuff. It's just going to be panic mode where, like we saw with the RTX 3080s and all that, that's what's going to happen. 5% of people, or not even 5% of people, are going to get the loot. So 5% of people are going to get the loot, 95% of people are going to miss out. But this stream right here, 100% of people are going to get them deals. That's what Tech Yes City's all about. And that's why we're going to do this video. That's why we're doing the video today. Because I kind of like the Black Friday stuff. I'd probably be playing some video games. I just don't want to compete with that stuff. So, I mean, this is the thing. The hustle, like, yeah, people love the hustle. And the hustle is just like, you do the hustle, you make a bit of profit, and you can buy yourself some nice things. Anyhow, we're going to go over down. So my Windows is broken, Brian. Can you explain how to fix it? You got to be a little bit more specific. Like, what's broken about it? If it's broken, just put the USB install in and reinstall Windows. Simple. I've had to reinstall, even on some of my benchmark rigs, I've had to reinstall Windows because you're overclocking and the whole system just craps out. And when it craps out, it's corrupted something. And I've had this happen a couple of times. And then the Windows install's bricked and I'm like, damn. Actually, if Marco's in the chat, thanks Marco, the NAS. The Zeus Tour NASs. I copy the games over the NAS. I can reinstall Windows, copy the games back. Saves a lot of time. So, man, these questions are coming in so quick. Like, okay, so I got a legit deal. Yeah, I mean, okay, you got a legit deal. That's awesome. If you guys are getting legit deals, that's amazing. But if you've got a pressing question, drop it down below. In the next one, can you add some laptops? Ooh, laptops. This is the thing, like on the channel here, I don't generally do laptops that much. Like, I'll take a look at them sometimes. And I would rather a desktop PC under all circumstances. If you can get a desktop PC, always use it over a laptop because you're not getting laptops. You're never really going to get good value, I guess, compared to a desktop PC. Plus, when something goes wrong on a laptop, man, is it a pain. It is so painful that sometimes they embed the GPUs on the motherboard. They'll embed all the stuff on the motherboard. So you can't change anything. You got to buy the whole new motherboard. So it's like your SOL, like SOL with laptops. And that's kind of like why I don't believe in them that much. But I mean, hey, if you guys want some recommendations on laptops, I can find the cookie cutter stuff. But even then, when you start going cheaper on laptops, you're like, do you really want to go cheaper? Because the durability might not be there anymore. So it's kind of like the catch-22 there is different to the desktop game, where kind of like on the desktop game, you can get all the good value stuff. Something busts down, it's pretty cheap to fix. It's an easy, quick fix. So anyhow, let's get back. Any chance the Ryzen 9 3900X will drop in price during Black Friday Cyber Monday? Greetings from Europe. Low chance. That's what I'm saying. Low chance. All the Ryzen stuff is in pent-up demand at the moment. I showed you guys before the Ryzen deal in the UK. That was the 3800X. I'd be going for that. 3800K in the UK. 3800 UK. Wait. 3700X. What am I saying on live stream? 3700 UK processor. That's what I'd be getting for at the moment. It's the deal in the UK for the CPU. That's your best bet right now. 8 core, 16 threads, save yourself some money. 3900X, I'd honestly be looking at the used market for one of them. Someone who wants to update for the 5900X, which I know there's a few people doing. They're doing it locally here. I'm guessing that's a trend that'll follow through. If you're really looking for a 3900X, jump on your local used market and just keep refreshing the browser every couple of hours and you'll probably find a good deal on something. So, okay. Anyhow, what are the odds to get a Ryzen 5000 CPU on Black Friday? Wait or no? Yeah, like Ryzen 5000 CPUs, man, I don't think you're going to be getting any deals on them for Black Friday. That's just my opinion. This year around, like from what I'm seeing with, like I was saying this earlier in the stream, from what I'm seeing with this so far is just like, there's no indication that like demand's too high. Basically, demand is way too high for tech products in the latter half of 2020. And what that means is when the demand's high, where's the incentive for these retailers to give you a discount? Absolutely none. And that's just being real with you guys. So sure, like I'm guessing there'll be some places that will team up with people and offer good discounts. Like for instance, SCD Keys, they came to me, they're like, Brian, give your viewers a 30% discount. I'm like, sweet as. Let's do it. Let's take care of people. But other than that, outside of like those deals, I would be going for the early deals like we've done in today's video and just trying to find stuff now or going on the used market while all this chaos is going on. Because there is going to be chaos when you get to Black Friday. Because there's going to be so many just like normal trendies out there. They're going to be going for just mainstream deals, and they're going to think they're getting a deal, and half the time they're not getting a deal. But all that extra demand is going in there. So yeah, just be careful of that. Anyhow, question: is there anything you can do for dead pixels, or will warranty cover it? I have a review Sonic. Oh, if you got the 165 hertz 1440p. And you've got dead pixels on it, what you can do is try them. Like how I do it is, it's hard, right? Get like a cloth or something, like a microfiber cloth that doesn't scratch the monitor. Use your thumb. Like this is how I've unstuck. There's different, like a dead pixel usually isn't coming back, but if it's a stuck pixel, you can sometimes massage that with your knuckle and bring it back to life. Though if that doesn't work, I'd message ViewSonic and try and get them to replace the monitor, because man, there's nothing more annoying than staring at a dead pixel. Like it triggers me, dude. Like when I'm sitting there, like my eyes just gravitate towards the dead pixel. Like you just sit there staring at it, and that's wasted time. That's wasted productivity. It's not how it's meant to be. So yeah, get that dead pixel fixed. But in terms of fixing it, it's kind of low chance. Stuck pixel, yep. Dead pixel, no. Okay, let's go back to chat here. We got hello from UK. i7 2600K and GTX 1050 Ti okay together? Yes, big okay. You're from the UK? Dude, I mean, okay. Sounded like, usually that's like a second language. I mean, don't mean to be rude, but like, hello from the UK? Okay, live. I mean, hey, maybe it's just 2020. My grammar's getting terrible too. Maybe that's just it. What do you think of the 3050 Ti coming out in January? Ooh, this is news to me. If there's a 3050 Ti coming out in January, yeah, that's going to be amazing. And if you're, see, this is the thing with waiting for, right? This is the things waiting for stuff. People are like, should I wait? And the bottom line is that waited time, right? Say it's coming out in January. Let's talk about 3050 Ti. Is that waited time worth it for you? Because this is the thing, right? Time is the most important thing on this earth, man. Without time, we got nothing. So is that 2 months of potentially getting maybe $50 in value? Is that $50 worth it for 2 months of gaming? If you can't game at the moment, if you're in a terrible gaming situation, you want to game for Christmas, try and find a good deal on the used market for a 1660 Super. Try and do it. But if you can wait and you've got it, say for instance, you've got like a 270X or something like that, or a 7970 that's still going A-OK, yeah, I'd wait out. So the question with the waiting, are you okay for now? Is your gaming experience comfortable? If your gaming experience is comfortable, I do recommend holding out. When will we see a Ryzen 5000 ready motherboard? I just did a review yesterday, man. Maybe YouTube didn't notify you, Carl. Damn. YouTube, man. YouTube like so weird lately. The YouTubes is like, look, it recommends the live streams. The live stream doing very healthy. The Windows 10 video doing very healthy. And then yesterday's motherboard video just gets like kicked in, like YouTube just grabbed it. Pretend yesterday's motherboard video is a football. They just grabbed that YouTube video, kicked it into the curb and said, hey, we're not showing anyone this video. It's the weirdest thing with YouTube, man. It does frustrate, because this is my main job, right? No, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do synergize a lot with my channel. That probably I'm like Mr. Synergy. In terms of any other YouTuber out there, I'd be definitely synergizing so hard with everything else I do. But in terms of like, you know, it's your main job. It's like all of a sudden it's like, yeah, your boss grabbed a football, which is your head, kicked it into the curb, and then said, hey, have some fun, bro. And it's like, well, this isn't fun. But that's what YouTube does sometimes. Anyway, okay. Live streams I never get notifications on. I just happen to stumble into this chat. Definitely not hungover. Okay, damn, Marco. Like, okay. So we're even struggling on, live streams now. Look, kids, if you want to be a YouTuber, I don't. Just don't. It looks like it's such an uphill battle to be a YouTuber nowadays. You gotta try your best to pull, like, I don't know, man. Like, I wish they would explain, like, if anyone out there is watching, you should explain more with your creators as to why viewers aren't getting notified when they're hitting the bell. Because I know Marco, man. Marco hits the bell. Like, Marco's like, he refreshes the browser sometimes to see when a video's uploaded. Because he's like spamming the comments so quickly. And yeah, so what's up with YouTube, eh? It's like, yeah, weird. Never heard of a career where your boss is just not transparent with you at all, right? YouTube's the first career. This is that side of YouTube, man. Anyway, let's jump back to chat. We'll get your questions answered. Juicy little questions. Is wall mounting your monitor worth it? Oh yeah. Yes. You want to wall mount your monitor. It looks clean. It just, over time, you appreciate it much more. Because the problem with not wall mounting a monitor is if you buy different monitors, they've got different stands, and it just looks weird. Especially if you've got different stands, it kind of doesn't match. So I guess that's why a lot of people do the same monitor. But even then, wall mount looks so much cleaner than a stand. That's just my opinion. And the wall mounts don't cost much. And in fact, you can pick them up on deals. What's the lowest latency CPU GPU pair you have used? Oh, damn. Okay. It'd been CSGO. So CSGO, and it's coming down to like, the 10900K wouldn't be the lowest latency technically, but in terms of the fastest thing I've noticed in CSGO would be the 10900K overclocked with some really fast 4000 megahertz memory. I think the 4400 megahertz even. But that was just like snapfest, like absolute snapfest. The GPU was the, what did I use it with? 2080 Super. 2080 Super was cracking. That thing was fast. Nowadays, like, I haven't tried, but when I was playing CSGO on the 10900K overclocked with a 2080 Super on this memory, it was huge. It was like quick. But then again, all the stuff, like, very subjective stuff with input latency. But I do notice input latency because this B7 that I'm using as a backup monitor, that had input lag on it, and I noticed that by just moving the mouse around. So maybe I'm sensitive to the input lag. So, yeah. Anyway. Keep moving on. On Amazon, if you need to save money, try to buy everything from Amazon Warehouse. It's open box. There's a good tip. Thanks, John. Like, that's a good tip. Buy some open box stuff. Save yourself some money. And AMD lied about 6800 prices. Why? What's going on with AMD's 6800 prices? Is there something, Yusuf? What's going on there? What's going on with him? What's going on with them 6800 prices? Because I have seen it. Like, from what I can tell, the prices in Australia are just bad. Prices of 6800s and 3080s and stuff, we're not getting anywhere near those US MSRPs. So the prices are kind of out of control in Australia. But that being said, you can weasel your way around. And like, I've been buying up colorful GPUs from a guy up in Brisbane, actually. He's been really good. He's I pre-ordered one. Then when I went to pre-order it, he's a really cool dude. For some reason, he doesn't want me to plug his business. I was like, dude, like, I can give you a quick plug if you want. He's like, nah, I don't need a plug, because he's just flat out right now. And yeah, so the 3080 and 6800 prices in Australia are just crap anyway. But I don't know what's going on with the prices. Is there? 1.1K, 6800 XT or X? Not. That's not bad in Australia. So in Australia, the prices are fine for 6800 XT. So they're saying, okay, so they're saying AMD pulled an NVIDIA. Their non-reference cards are a significant price jump, correct? Oh, they're talking about the non-reference cards. Oh, okay. And so what they're getting at is there was low stock on the 6800 XT reference cards. So here, go buy the board partners, and they're more expensive. Okay, that would, if that's happening, I'd need to look into that for you guys. I didn't get sent any aftermarket cards for the 6800 XT or 6800. So I wouldn't, again, I'm oblivious to that, so I do apologize, but if there's a video to be made out of that, I can check that out for you guys. But in terms of like the stock guys, like I think AMD were on Twitter, and this was the one thing I think a lot of people already pointed this out. AMD were on Twitter like, yeah, we're not going to do an NVIDIA. We're going to have stock for you guys on day one. It's like, no, like the demand, like NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA hyped the RTX 2030. Like Jensen is really good at hyping. He's like the master hyper. And what he did with the 3080 was he made so much demand for it that when it rolled around, it was just suddenly on. Like everybody wanted the 3080. And even to this day, everybody wants a 3080. Like they're sold out. They're hard to get. And so I think with that became a trend, right? People were like, oh, I missed out on a 3080. I've got to go now get a 6800 XT. That's like the competing product. And so I think AMD didn't account for how much hype Jensen pulled into the market, and they just didn't realize how bad it would be. Because from what I'm told, the new 3000 series GPUs are selling more than the previous Turing cards. Like they've already sold more cards in the same time frame. Like NVIDIA's shipping these cards out from what I'm told, and they're shipping them out as best as they can, but there's just so much more demand this year that's the situation. And so AMD should have said, okay, this is the situation, guys. We're probably going to be sold out on day one, just like NVIDIA was. But instead, they're on Twitter like, we're not going to have this problem at all. There's going to be no stock problems. And I think Frank from, he used to be at Alienware, and then he transferred over to AMD, changed jobs. And he's like, I bet you $10. I'm going to take you $10. It's like, no, you better pay that guy up his $10 on Twitter. You better pay him his $10. That's what I think's come out of this. He's got to pay his $10 to that guy up on Twitter. He owes him. So that's it. Yeah, people know that tweet. Yeah, the $10 tweet. The $10 tweet. So that was the one there. So if we go back to any more comments before you guys are loving this chat. Like I'm watching the stats, man. You guys are loving the chat. Let's keep chatting. What chair do I use? Any recommendations for deals on chairs right now? Okay. I use the Vertigears, but they're not a deal. And they sent them over. I did a review for them. It was like, they're good chairs, but they're not good value. That's what I'm going to say. Like, sorry, Vertigear, but in terms of what I use the Vertigear chairs and the Corsair chair as well. They got a gaming one here too. That's really nice. So they're all three chairs are pretty nice, but they're not value chairs. I'd say for value chairs, you might want to, I haven't checked that out. Like I remember I did an eBay chair before. That was pretty good, but that was years ago. Yeah. Yeah, wherever you, like, go around, check your local, like, furniture store. And, like, the big furniture store, not the little, like, the little guys sometimes have got the boutique stuff. The boutique stuff's not going to be good value either. I'd go, like, grab the value, like, the big manufacturer, and they've just got these new chairs in. Because when I was in Japan, there was these massive chains, and they had some of the most comfiest chairs for about $150. And dare I'd say more comfier than this chair I'm using right now, you know. So, yeah, so I'd go for your big furniture manufacturer where you are locally, see what they've got, and yeah, that'd be a deal for a chair. I wouldn't kind of like, if you're going on Amazon for a chair, that's kind of like you're playing a bit of a lottery there, man. You don't know what you're gonna get, because like when some guy says they've reviewed a chair and it's amazing, how big is the dude? Like, how tall are they? Like, there's so many things that come into a chair and picking out a chair properly. So, hey, Brian, your channel got me into... Man, I can't even read... How do I pause the chat? Okay. Okay, hey, your channel got me into PCs about 2 years ago. I've built so many since then. My little brother is on his way over right now, so I can help him build up his 10850K system. That's awesome. I love reading that stuff. Thanks for commenting. Okay, and what do I think of the $99 Kmart gaming chair? I haven't tried it. I actually, when I'm in,
I've used it. It's not good.
It's not good. Okay.
You can feel the metal bars around the edge. It's like hollow inside. It's horrible.
Okay, so the young guy here, he just says it's horrible. Don't. It's not worth the $99. There you go. The 5600X 3070 combo, is it good for streaming? Like, go for the, man, like 5600X 37 combo. Yeah, like it's going to be fine for streaming. But like 5600X isn't a value CPU. That was my gripe with it. So we got a super chat here too. It's filling up. It's like spamming my screen. LG 85 49-inch Nano. People should buy that if they can afford an OLED. Is the Nano an OLED?
It's not an OLED.
It's not an OLED. Oh, if you can't. Okay, sorry. Okay, so it has 4K 120. Fair enough. All right, there's a good recommendation. If you can't afford it, thanks on the fence tech. Nice, good recommendation if you guys want 120 Hz 4K. So back to the 5600X, right? It's 6 cores, 12 threads. It's quick, it's quick. But if you want to stream, you can stream on, again, as we were talking about before, go grab yourself a cheap mic, cheap webcam. You can stream on go buy a used 5600 XT or 5700 XT. You'll be able to stream on that, use the GPU encoder. It's actually funny because the 5700 XT, as you guys pointed out in the video, you liked the encoder coming out of that. Not so much the new 6800 XT. When we did the encoder comparison in the review, you guys said that the 5700 XT looked really good. And I agree. I was watching it back and I liked the 5000 series encoder and NVIDIA's encoder the best. So maybe the driver updates help the 6800 XT. We'll take a look at that a bit later. But yeah, I'd go grab something a bit cheaper for streaming at the moment. I'd go grab even a 10400 that we saw before. You can use that GPU encoder for streaming and you're going to save yourself like $200 almost in the whole setup because you won't have to go out and buy a more expensive motherboard. So yeah, there are some good options for streaming. But to answer the question directly, yeah, it'll be good for stream. It'll be a good combo for streaming. Just not the best, maybe not the best value for streaming. Anyway, what do you reckon Ryzen 5 3400G RTX 2070? Is there a reason for getting the 3400G? I'd much rather you get a 3600 or a 3500X for that matter. 3400G is Zen Plus, weaker IMC than the true Ryzen 3rd gen, or yeah, Zen 2. And it's Zen Plus. So if there's any reason to get 3400G, let us know. But other than that, I would try and get Zen 2 if you can. Or a 2600, right? Just go grab a Ryzen 5 2600. Because if you don't need that onboarding GPU, especially in this case, it's not like we're looking at a 10400F versus a 10400, where they're pretty much the same CPU, just a GPU's tacked on. You're getting a big difference between 3400G and even a 3300X or something like that. So there's that. Hopefully that answers that question. Does ergo chair or gaming chair matter, or is it all hype? If you're sitting in front of a chair, if you're sitting in front of a screen all day, you do want some comfort. And
comfy armchair would probably be better than a cheap gaming chair.
Comfy armchair is better than cheap. I mean, yeah, anything with gaming on it, anything with gaming just tacked onto it, be very wary. Try it first. Try it before you buy it. Because usually gaming is the most overhyped word in the industry. I mean, I'm guilty of using this word. Every time I sell a PC, it's not a PC, it's a gaming PC. You want the best gaming experience, you gotta be a gamer. And yeah, that word is just abused now, and it's expanded over to chairs, because really, what is a gaming chair? Like, what does it do for your gaming experience other than a comfortable chair? See, comfortable chair doesn't sell. Gaming chair, woo, man, out the door, fellas, ship them out. Why are these chairs selling all of a sudden? We changed the title from comfortable chair to gaming chair. Oh, why didn't I think of that? So, why didn't I get that? That's the tip right there, tip of the day. I should have called this Gaming Black Friday live deals hunting. I messed up. I should have taken my own advice. Viewers would have been double if we called it the gaming stream. We would have messed up. Yeah, we messed up. Sorry guys, I messed up with the title. So, okay, the amount of fights I've lost because the opponent had a better gaming chair. Yeah, that's right. Have you ever had fan mail damage? Been about 2 weeks since I shipped my package and kind of concerned. Oh, sorry, with the packaging, guys, like when you guys send over stuff with Can Yes Fix It in the episodes, I do get it and I just put it in a pile for when I'm ready to shoot. When I'm ready to shoot the video, I just put that stuff in a pile and then I read all the messages out. And sorry if I don't get back to you in the emails or the DMs. Like, you should see my email box. It just gets flooded every day. And so you got to go through all this stuff. And it's hard because you got to learn to balance life with going through emails and business. And at the moment, I don't really have a life, but there's, you kind of at least got to sleep properly and exercise and do all that. So you can't, like, I can't be spending all day like DMing and going, messaging, which is why, I'm on live chat now, just chat with you guys. And, if you got a question, just drop it here. But if you've sent the package and it says delivered to us, then I'm pretty sure I've got it. And thank you so much for sending that stuff over. It's really cool. Appreciate you guys a lot. Appreciate you. I should have called myself Tech Yes Gaming. See, Adrian's right on the money. Should have not Tech Yes City, Tech Yes Gaming. So that's what I mean. I wasn't on my game years ago. I wasn't on my game, like literally years ago. And RGB adds FPS. This is legit. What do I think about the GTX 1070? 10 series is kind of phasing out now. Like, you'll notice, like, I've noticed the 10 series has been sort of like, people know that the 1650 Super exists now. The 1660 Super's had time as well to flow through the market. So, like, you're not getting as much pent-up demand now for the 1070 as you once were. So 1070 is kind of losing its appeal a little bit. That's what I feel personally, where I've kind of actually been avoiding it a little bit too, because people on the used market are kind of like, I want 300 Aussie for my 1070. It's like, dude, this isn't, in 2019 anymore. It's kind of like, you got to go with the times. So Troll McTrollington. Oh, I've seen you. Hey, you're going to call it Tech Yes Gaming if you weren't on your game. Yeah, that's it. Hey, been a long time, Mr. Troll. How are you going? Mr. Troll. I enjoy reading your comments. Yeah, random gaming in HD and Gamers Nexus. Exactly. See, that's what I've been doing it wrong. I've been doing it wrong all this time. Linus Game Tips. If he did that, he would have been 20 million subs already. Linus Game Tips. Which AMD CPU would you recommend that's under 150 USD? At the moment, under 150 USD. This is what I mean. The 3600's out of the question. I'd go with the 3100. Can you pull that up, Yusuf? Is the 3100 under 150 USD? Yeah. Does it have to be AMD? And that's the question I raised at the start of this video. Does it have to be AMD now? Because your value, like the Intel CPUs are getting cheap. And what's the 3100?
170.
Is that 3100? 170 USD. Wait, did you change the shipping location to 170 USD? That can't be right, man. I gotta double check this. I've got Beverly. Well, I've got the Beverly Hills locked in. Hold on.
I've got the New York City.
I got Beverly Hills locked in. Hang on. I'm from Beverly Hills, guys. Let's do this. Ryzen, really, is a 3100, 170 bucks. Wow, it's sold out. Yeah, you're right. 3100, yeah, new from 170 bucks. Huh. Yeah. Which AMD CPU should I get? Dude, I wouldn't be getting a 3100 for 170 bucks. Like, does it have to be AMD now? Because at those prices,
10100 is 115.
Yeah, I think that's why I was getting those questions recently. People are like, "Oh man, what's the difference between 10100 and the 3100?" And now I'm starting to see why those questions are coming in. 115. Yeah. Does it have to be AMD, really? Okay. Do you have to pay AMD tax? Is the question you should be... Brian, rephrase. Can we get the question in the chat again? Brian, do I have to pay AMD tax? Let's ask that question. Come on. Let's go. I'm waiting for it. Do I have to pay AMD tax? Question mark.
There you go.
Okay. Have we got the question? Yep. Brian, do I need AMD tax? No, you don't. You don't have to pay AMD tax at the moment. Well, that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on. So yeah, Ryzen 5 3600 at around that $160 price point, which I've traditionally seen it at, yeah, go get that. But I can't believe a 3100 too. I can't believe the 3100 is now 170 US. Like, if I'm telling you guys after seeing this, you might not want to wait for Black Friday, because this is out of stock. That's what it means. It's out of stock at retailers that stock at MSRP. That's what that means. There's a trend. So if you want to build a gaming PC on a budget, you might want to get your 10100 now before that sells out, because you might see that sell out too. I don't know. That's, yeah.
10400 is the same price, 179.
Yeah.
$5 more.
Okay, 10400s, yeah. You get 6 cores, 12 threads, so what a weird market, man.
Well,
Wow.
It's probably more comparable to that Ryzen anyways, 6 cores, 12 threads.
Put slow mode on chat. Okay. Ugh, I'm a noob. Yeah. Oh, so that does it roll it out? See, I'm still a live streaming noob. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, like,
I'll do it next time. I'll put slow mode on chat. So is that where people can only ask one slow question? Like,
yeah, it's once every like 15 or 30 seconds.
okay, cool. All right. So B&H has them for 120 bucks. Just bought one last week. Okay, cool. There's the advice, guys. Don't go on Amazon anymore. Go to B&H Photos. So yeah, definitely, like, at the same price, it's still a toss-up. Like, they're both good CPUs, and that's what I said in my review. 10400F, Ryzen 5 3600, 10100F, 3100. They're good CPUs. At those $110 price points, you're really not losing out. It's like you haven't made a life-changing decision that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. And trust me, I have made some life-changing decisions that have haunted me for the rest of my life. But it hasn't been between picking two CPUs at $100. So, or $200. Anyhow, I'd like to point out that you can get new for like $99. Yeah, James, thanks for the donation. If you know where to get these CPUs from, drop them in chat. B&H Photo, there's another one there. Go buy that up if you want to get the Ryzen. Reijo Sato, X79 build for $200, please, please, please. He's like spamming chat. I've got to get the X79 motherboard first, which is the most important thing. X79 is okay. 9700K is what I have now. Yeah, X79 is still okay. I've heard a rumor, actually. Someone was telling me I've got to install an older version of Windows 10, like 2016 version, no updates, and go check the performance, even with Spectre and Meltdown disabled.
Really?
That's crazy, right? They reckon they've embedded nerfs into the OS. You can't get rid of these nerfs, basically.
Comparison video. Windows 10 versus
Yeah.
Windows 10.
Windows 10 versus Windows 10, guys. What's the comparison? Oh, your old X79 Xeon's got nerfed. There's the comparison. I don't know, like, that's kind of like the conspiracy theory stuff that I want to test. I really like that. I want to test that stuff out and see if there's a difference. If you guys want that in a video, let us know. Because that's actually curiosity for me. Because yeah, like, let's be honest. What incentive would they have to essentially keep updates rolling out for the older stuff that's not for sale anymore? I'll tell you, zero incentive. So there it is there. Is the i5 10400 good with the 3070? Yeah, great combo, man. Gonna be a great combo. 1440p, 4K even, man. If you don't mind lowering the settings, you're gonna have a great experience, dude. So easy, 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 easy. You're doing it wrong. Buy gold. Capitals. Buy gold. Should you buy gold? What do you reckon? Buy gold?
I mean, the entire economy is a little bit topsy-turvy, so I want to
Tell you now, that might be a good idea. With all the money, they're pumping money through these economies, man. Like, it's not just Australia, dude. The US, I think, is getting the worst. They're just like, yo, where's the printer? Here's the money rolling through. Yeah, just max the dial over. It's like buzzing over. And yeah, so like gold's sort of like an anti-inflation play, has always been an anti-inflation play. And might be a good idea right now with the amount of money that they're printing. So the caps on buy gold. Again, I don't give financial advice on tech live streams, but that's a pretty sound advice. Xbox Series X controller versus PS5 controller. Ooh, look, I'm gonna say I've tried both the Series X and the PS5. I like the actual console of the Series X better, but I do like the PS5 controller better. That's just and I'm a PC guy. There's no fanboy stuff here. So if they could get the PS5 controller on the Xbox Series X, that would be,
PC.
yeah, that would be it for me. I'm giving the controller, the edge to the PS5, giving the actual console unit and the design to the Series X. I love what they've done with the Series X. It's like this doit unit. It's high. It feels high quality. The PS5 kind of feels like they've just like, yeah, here's the unit, guys. Let's just make something work. Tack some plastic sides onto it. Here's your, like, PS4 looked better than the PS5. That's what I thought. So that was that. Anyway, I just want to ask, does the 8750H, you're talking about laptop CPU, and 1070 Max Q still worth it? I'd rather wait for Ryzen on premium laptops. I mean, anything's okay if it's a decent deal. You got to get the price. So if you're asking, is it like, you basically, if you're asking a question, you're probably asking, is it, you know, is it a good deal? So I need to know the price. Yeah, if the price is right, yeah, it's going to be all right. 3080 5800X combos are good for streaming. Yeah, it's good for gaming. It's like the gaming king, one of the gaming king combos right now. Streaming, yeah, you tack off the GPU encoder on that, you're streaming. Streaming's not much of a big deal. So I think people place way too much heat on streaming, and it's like it's going to tax. I'm streaming now. Let me tell you my CPU usage. Oh no, I don't want to risk like bugging out the stream. No, I'm not risking anything. Yeah, last time I was on live stream with like over a couple of months ago, my CPU usage was like 2% or something like that, and that was with the GPU encoder. I'm using the GPU encoder now, absolutely fine, never a problem. Is $800 a good price for a 2080 Ti Aussie? It's okay. Now with the 3070 out, and the 3070 is coming into stock, and you can get 3070s for around 950. That's what I picked up 2 of them for. So wait for that flip up challenge video, but I'd kind of try and barter him lower. If you can get it for 700 Aussie, you're laughing. That's actually a good deal there. James Harwood, thanks for the donation, man. I got it. Chat, stop scrolling. Okay. Just because you're an awesome man, I do the same resales as you in the USA too. Market is everywhere right now. I got my personal RTX 2080 Ti for 500 bucks. Okay, yeah, that's about right on with that 700 Aussie, is it? 750? But yeah, it's the same price as the 3070. So if you get a 3070 for 500, I'd definitely get the 3070 over the 2080 Ti. Just because, you know, you got the latest and greatest on there. Plus you got better power consumption. And you can undervolt so well on the 3000 series. Undervolting is what really brings the 3000 series sort of like, if you're into, like, look, power's pretty expensive in Australia. I convert a lot of the solar energy into crypto. Don't hate me, but I'm not using GPUs to do it. So don't hate me. I'm not using GPUs to do it. I'm using these ASIC miners. I got 2 of them. And they're bringing me in Zen Cash. And I sold some Zen Cash the other day because it went up. I was like, wow, people are buying crypto again? Time for me to sell my little stack off. Patience. Always be patient. There's some like there's some Z Master or something from a company. Yeah. I have a supplier stocking 3070s for $900. New, 3 fans, no RGB. I can give you the connect. I'm from Perth, but he can ship it to you. I've got a guy here. 900 is actually really good though. Yeah, send us an email. His name's Yusuf, same as you, bro. Yeah, give us the connect, dude. 900 Aussie for a 3070 is pretty good. I've heard the it's Inno 3D though. This is a sad thing. I'm gonna tell you guys on live stream because I don't care. I've heard Inno 3D are the worst on the 3000 lineup of cards. Even though they might look fancy, apparently they're going like thermal throttling, man, my voice. I gotta drink some more green tea. They're thermal throttling, apparently. They're thermal throttling. Inno 3D. Okay, PMY. Okay. Send us an email, brother. We'll check that out. Because, yeah, we'll be getting into some flipping before Christmas. It's going to be flipping crazy. And the borders are opening too. So where we are in Australia, it's all opening up for business again. So there's going to be some more used content. Yeah, I'm going through puberty. That's exactly right. Yeah. Oh man, with AMD having auto overclock and auto undervolt, is there any reason to manually overclock anymore? Yes, because this is actually a big one. I guess this is a good question. We'll come out in a live stream. So basically with the auto overclocking and auto undervolting algorithms, I don't know because I haven't checked them that in depth, but from what I gather, they still have their buffers in place, right? So if you go out and buy a really good motherboard, really good power supply, you're already ahead of the bunch. You've already got extremely low ripple. And when you've got low ripple on that, feeding that CPU, feeding that GPU, you can then extract manually the best undervolts and the best overclocks. And that's what these algorithms can't account for with what they're locking into their stuff now. They can do it off temperature. They are doing it very well. Precision Boost is doing it off temperature very well. But I don't know if they're not accounting for the ripple just yet. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked that out. But if they are, then yeah, there probably won't be any point in overclocking. But I've found, like, when I tested the 5000 series out, I was getting better manual numbers than I was on the auto stuff. But the auto stuff was good, don't get me wrong. If you don't want to overclock, but you still want to get some extra performance, the auto stuff's going to be great. And it's coming a long way. So, do you know really any good GPU deals? No. There's just, like, GPU deals are hard right now, man. It's hard. It's to the point where I'm, like, looking around for old potatoes too. Like, I'm that desperate for GPUs. It's hard to get some GPU deals. So what would be a good GPU to pair with my 3900X as a GPU? I'd say, yeah, 6800 or 3070 if you can get one of them. So they're coming into stock. 3070 especially is looking like it's coming into stock. And if you're not too fussed and you can get one for a good price, I'd go with a 3070 because the used market still hasn't really adjusted around that price point. So no point. Okay. MSI G65 with RTX 2060 around 1500 on local store. Is it a deal? That's the laptop. It's okay. I mean, for 1500 bucks, you could build yourself something better. Like I built an RTX 2060 PC for about what, 800 maybe with a 2600, 800 Aussie, and I'm flipping it for around 1200. So yeah, there's it, easy clap. 3300X for 121 or 3600 for 200. Ooh, 3300X if you're just gaming, man. 3300X is where it's at. 3300X is a good little CPU. It's a good little CPU. Damn, man. Questions. There's so many questions. You guys have flooded me this time. It's like sometimes I'll be begging for questions and there won't be any coming in. And now I'm like, yo, got some questions? There's a chat just spamming it out here. Which processor would you recommend for buying or productivity? Ryzen 7 3700X or 5600X? Thanks. The difference here is we're looking into productivity right now. We've got some interesting numbers that will be coming out, I'd say in the next month. And what's going on with productivity is that I'm finding it's got a lot to do with storage. And so your 3700X and your 5600X will be about equal when it comes to productivity because they're about, I think the 5600X, if you overclock it, matches the 3700X. But if you're not overclocking, 3700X is going to be really good for productivity. IMC, this is the funny thing about the IMC. People were like, I said in the video where I tested memory, single rank versus dual rank. Off the top of my head, I said in that video, the IMC improvements, not the actual IPC. People like mistook that for IPC improvements. Yes, 5000 series has a huge IPC gain over 3000. But the IMC improvements on 5000 series over 3000 series wasn't as big as the IMC improvements from Zen 2 over Zen Plus. And I was actually right on that. I was right on the money. If you pull up AMD's official specs on those CPUs and the memory supported on the IMCs, there's virtually no difference between the Zen 2 and the Zen 3 on the IMC side of things. So your memory is almost going to lock in the same speeds on the 3700X as it is on the 5600X. So do keep that in mind. Anyhow, DeBauer kind of answered that question. Okay, DeBauer answered your question. Thanks. Is an X-Moni mining GPU worth it to buy? Oh, dude, look at the mining GPUs. If they're all rusted out, avoid them. Like rusted out GPUs, usually the fan will go. If the GPU doesn't go, your fan will go beforehand. Something will go on a rusted out GPU. But if it's been in a good environment, like if the person has taken care of it in the mining environment, and for instance, they've undervolted it, raised the fan speeds to 80% or something like that, and they say that in the ad, they're like, look, these are mining GPUs, but they've been taken care of. I'd take the gamble on that. So that's just my experience with mining GPUs. Thoughts on Rocket Lake as of now? Will it be worth the wait? Thoughts on any gaming CPU right now, right? If you're talking about this in a gaming, from a gaming standpoint, if you're looking at gaming on Rocket Lake, do you need the FPS? Because what we saw with the 360 Hertz monitor, when I did a review on that, there was only like 5 games that supported 360 Hertz. So do you need, like at 4K, right? I'm at 4K now. I'm at 4K 120 Hertz. I don't really care about the CPU I use for gaming too much. So I wouldn't wait for Rocket Lake. I just wouldn't really care. So what are you doing where you need that extra performance out of the CPU now? Because we're kind of like, the market is shifting. The GPUs are hammering the CPUs at 1080p, where the games and the CPUs can't keep up with the GPUs anymore. So there's all the GPU manufacturers, AMD and NVIDIA, are like, yo, let's just go to 4K. We got to go to 4K because there's no other choice. If we want to sell GPUs, we got to step up the resolution, step up the VRAM, keep selling you guys GPUs. So is it worth it waiting for Rocket Lake? I'd say it depends on what you do. Do you want to get 1,000 FPS and 2,000 FPS in CSGO consistently? Then maybe. For me, it's not worth the wait now. I think even the 5000 series is proving kind of how the limits have been now taken to a point where it's like, okay, we need game manufacturers to step this up. And I'm like, look, I'm super happy for AMD, right? They're on top now. They're like the premium guys. But I think it's raised that question of, okay, how much do I want to spend on a CPU now? Because the 3600, even when the 5600X came out, all the 3600s are getting sold up. They're getting snapped up still because people would rather value than maximum performance. And that was always Ryzen's play on the market. Ryzen originally was always that super good value for money play. So is it worth waiting for Rocket Lake? I don't know. CPUs, man. And Intel's now dropping their prices. Intel's dropping their prices too. And it's getting very competitive. So I would honestly build now, like right now, like before Black Friday hits, before Christmas demand just sucks everything out, before the Intel CPUs on Amazon start going up to $250. Because the RAM's really cheap, man. DDR4 memory's cheap. SSDs are cheap. Everything's cheap right now. So it's actually a good time to build. What's the go with undervolting Ryzen 5000? What do you mean what's the go? Like it's just, you just undervolt it, get better watts per clock speed. So that's, I mean, is it worth it to undervolt? Yeah. Anything like undervolting GPUs is the big one. CPUs not so much. You're not going to go from, say for instance, out of the box, a lot of the Ryzen CPUs, the new ones, will use 120 watts. I think that's what the 5900X was pulling. And if you undervolt it, you might be able to get it down to maybe 100 watts or something like that at the same speeds. So is 20 watts worth all that time? And then even then, you might even crash once in a while. So as opposed to a 3080 and a 3090 and 6800 XT, we were dropping the power consumption from the wall by like 90 watts and getting very similar performance. So GPUs is where the undervolting is definitely worth it, guys. That's just my opinion there. Oh man, I didn't realize I was slow rolling chat and there's a bar now. Any advice for VRM wine? Coil wine, yeah. So and this is another thing. This is why you should switch to 4K or keep your FPS sort of capped. Because 360 Hertz, here's the thing about 360 Hertz, and I should have mentioned this in the review of the 360 Hertz monitor, but because we were just looking at the monitor, I didn't even think about it. But then after I did the review, I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be playing at 360 Hertz, one thing you got to remember is you might be getting some coil whine now that might trigger you while you're playing at 360 Hertz. So maybe get some closed back headphones. There's your solution for coil whine. Otherwise, replace the part or drop the FPS. Because what happens when GPUs get really high FPS, the coils just start like whining so hard because the frequencies that they're pushing the frames at is causing the whine. Amy Winehouse. Do you ever look at Trade Me New Zealand? I don't. No. I'm in Aussie, man. I look at Gumtree and Facebook mainly. How do we get... Okay, so it just skipped me down the bottom. We got any juicy questions? What would be the best GPU to pair with an i7-6700K? Off the top of my head, used 2060 Super or 5600 XT, man. That'd be what I'd be pairing with that. Maybe yeah. Is the Scythe Fuma 2 okay with a 1080 50K at stock? I don't plan on overclocking at all. Haven't tried it. I rarely use Scythe CPU coolers, so I'm not sure. Where can you get the 3070 right now in Oz? I can't say the dude's name. He didn't want to shout out, man. Sorry. Got to respect his privacy. He said he was just busy as right now, so he just didn't have any time to deal with new like customers coming in until he figures out what to do. But because I've known him for a few years, he's sort of like been, yo, like, I put my pre-order with him with the 3080, and then he messaged me the other day saying he had some 3070s in stock, and he knows what Tech Yes is about. You just send him the text, give me the time and the date, I'm rocking up, bro. That's it, hassle-free, man. So he knows what I'm about, and that's what a lot of people do like when you're dealing, right? They don't want any hassles, hassle-free transactions. Always remember that. If you're going to buy something on the used market, don't sit there asking the seller 20 questions. He's probably just not going to reply to you, and he's just going to wait till that fella rocks in with the fat stack and takes it off his hands. What GPU would you pair with a 5800X? The best of the best, man. If you're getting the 5800X, you don't care about price performance. You care about performance. So I'd be getting the best GPU you can with that thing. 3080 or 6800 XT. 3090 is like, I mean, look, 3090 it's a ridiculous play. So, need help with Mobo. Asus Tough Gaming B550 Plus. Is it good with a Ryzen? A Ryzen 7 3700X UK. Yeah, B550 Plus. It'll be fine, man. Absolutely fine. 3070 at Futsu Online on eBay. Ooh, is there? Is there a sale on it, Yusuf? You want to check? 3070 on eBay in Australia. You can actually get them in stock. There you go. If that's a recommendation, we can do that. Yeah, 3070s are out at Scorptech. See, that's what I was telling you guys. 3070s were coming into stock. And I said that. And people like, you know, it's funny when I make these predictions, people just laugh at me. And I'm the only guy who does predictions, really. Like, in terms of realistic predictions. A lot of people won't touch that. They'll be like, ooh, I'm not touching that. But I will just tell you guys how I think it. I said, I think 3070s will come into stock at the end of November. No, November. Maybe I did say October too, which October was wrong. But look, we're in November now, and 3070s are coming in stock. If you're really hungry for one, go get one. So 3080s, they're in really high demand. So don't hold me to that. Everybody wants a 3080. But because everyone wants a 3080, you can still pick up a 3070. So, yeah, there, Marco's saying 3080s are on shelves in Taiwan. Wow. There you go. Tech Yes. Am I your messiah? Tech predictions. All right, let's finish it off. Check them super chats. Oh, see, I'm that bad. I think I missed out on super chat. Oh, what happened with the super? Sorry if I missed this. I mean, I feel so bad now. Bit of an off topic. Is Zcash a good investment long term? Yeah, I hope that answers that. I sold my cryptocurrency yesterday, so if there's your investment advice, man. If you got some crypto, just sell it now. It probably might crash, and like, yeah, we might be like, this is the thing, we might be on the verge of a massive crash, like a massive one. Ones of the likes you've never seen. People are like so bullish, and it's like, what are you bullish about? Like, I look out the window here, all the restaurants are still struggling. The average person is still struggling. You call that green? What do they call it? Green shoots? I'm not seeing the green shoots. Anyway, that's my investment. That's my investment advice for you. Can I put a Ryzen 5000 on an X570 motherboard out of the box? Yeah. Depends on the X570. And most of them have flashback too. Don't forget that. X570. Most of them have flashback. Most of them. I'm not sure.
Have flashback without the CPU.
Yes. Yes. Most of the X570s do, I think. Some of them might not. Don't get me wrong. But if it has flashback, you can just get the USB. You can just look at the instruction manual for that motherboard, put the USB in the back, flashback it with the method that motherboard manufacturer requires, and you'll be good to go. So J Apple, you said, I send you a super chat. Oh, okay. Just drop your question here again, brother, and I'll answer it. Sorry, I just been flooded. You guys love me too much today. You guys are loving me too much on this live stream today. sending the Tech Yes love. I'm getting the Tech Yes love back. That's what's happening. 4790, is it still a good secondhand buy? Not at 150 Aussie dollars. And that's why I've been avoiding a lot of 4770s and 3770s. Because people want too much from them. 10100 exists. 3100 exists. Even though everyone's buying up the 3100s. Those two CPUs existing make it a very crap play to try and reflip a 4790. I think people are starting to wake up too. Like, I think people are starting to wake up. Like, the average consumer is like, okay, just because it's an i7 4790, should I just do a bit more research here? And yeah, they're finding out that 10100F is a better buy. Yeah, so 83 USD in Taiwan. Yeah, they're cheap, man. So Tech Yes City, scalp a PS5 for me. No, I'm not touching consoles, man. I'm not touching the console market. It's rabid. Okay, Shopping Express Australia currently have MSI 3070 Game Mode Trio in stock. There we go, guys. 3070s are everywhere. Which CPU cooler under $60 would you recommend for the Zen 3 5800X? Okay, 60 US. Ooh, 60 US. That's a hard call. Honestly, man, I reckon that iGo water cooler that we linked for 45 bucks would do the job on a 5800X. Like, I'm telling you now, these AliExpress brands are getting so competitive. And I know this because, like, the guys that, some of the 3D printer guys were like, yo, I just said to them, I'm linking the AliExpress. And they're like, don't link the AliExpress. I'm like, why? It's cheaper. And then they're like, they're too competitive on AliExpress. I'm thinking, is that a bad thing? Like, is that a bad thing that it's too competitive on AliExpress? Oh man. So, okay, can you see if J Apple sends his question? I'm not gonna J Apple, I'm not forgetting you, dude. I'm not forgetting you.
Yeah, he sent it.
That's it. I'm keeping it real since 1995, exactly. That's right.
Yeah, he sent a message.
What did he say?
He said, is 8-core enough for the next 3 to 5 years, or do you need 10 or 12-core, 1440p gaming, AAA game?
8 cores is a sweet spot, yeah. And that'll be fine for 3 years at least. I mean, past 3 years,
1440 at like AAA time.
Yeah, 1440p will be fine with 8 cores, man. Like, depending on the 8 core. If you're using like an old FX Bulldozer 8 core, that's a potato. No, that thing's already a potato. But if you're talking about, yeah, next 3 years, after 3 years, you don't know, man. Like, there could be some revolution in 3 years. So I'm not giving you the 5 year, but I'll give you the 3 year. 8 cores will be fine, J Apple, for 3 years. A good 8 core 16 thread. That'll be fine. How much can a 2070 Super Ventus secondhand sell for, you think? It depends on where you are, man. If you're in the US, you probably get 300 maybe. If you got 300 US for that, maybe 350. I don't know. That's what I would pay. I would pay around 300 US for a 2070 Super right now on the used market. I'd try and get it for that, even though it's not like that's sort of like a lower price. But when you look at, I mean, that's why the used market's bad, because we've got a 1060 Ti coming out, and mark my words, the 1060 Ti will be faster than the 2070 Super, and that's $399. Now, there's all this demand, this gaming PC demand is just making the usual, it's bringing a lot of outside influence into us real tech enthusiasts. The guys that subscribe to Tech Yes City for years, we're the real tech enthusiasts. We've been around here. We're entitled to our $399 1060 Ti, but we're not getting it now because the masses are coming in. And it's good. Like, I'm not complaining. I mean, you hit that sub button, ring that bell. I'm not complaining, but we got all this extra demand, and we're not seeing the fact. And this is the thing, right? This is what I'm going to come in a little bit in defense of Nvidia and AMD, right? There's one thing, and I don't know why they don't talk about this. It's a big topic, right? All this demand's come in, and they can't, like, for them to go make a whole new factory and start making GPUs, or say to TSMC or whatever, spin up another 7nm fab. You just can't do that, because they don't know what demand's going to be like in 6 months or a year's time. If all the flight routes open up again and they've made this new factory, they might be SOL. So it's better to have the situation that they've got now from a business point than to have the other situation where they've gone and invested even billions of dollars in factories and then suddenly demand's not there. So you can see the trade-off. And so it's not like in defense, like I don't know why AMD and Nvidia does just say that. Like, hey guys, this is the way it is. I mean, I understand. But you know, you got some of the guys there, they're not drinking green tea. See, they're not having a green tea. They're out there and they got the pitchforks out. And they want it, man. They want vengeance because they couldn't get their 499 3070 on launch day. Anyway, 199 Revi. Thanks for the super chat, man. 2700X, a good buy in 2020 for a budget editing rig. Yeah, definitely. Always depends on the price. Always depends on the price. But yeah, 2700X is going to be good for a budget editing rig. Definitely. It'll do 4K editing too. What we're finding now, and is like, make sure you get some good storage too. It's dangerous to Q-flash a motherboard. Q-flash? It's not dangerous to flash your motherboard. Here's the thing about flashing your motherboard. As long as you're not putting don't put some faulty RAM in the motherboard, or don't put something faulty in the motherboard. Make sure it's got the usual cooling solution, and you should always keep around that RAM stick that you know works. If you're flashing motherboards regularly, keep around that RAM stick that you know works, and have that so every time you flash a BIOS, you use that RAM stick. And then yeah, make sure I've never had a BIOS update flash when I've just stuck to simple protocol. Everything works in the PC, everything's fine. Update the BIOS, power doesn't switch off, whatnot. I've never had a problem with flashing in that regard. I have in the past, this is a true story, have had a faulty RAM, flash the BIOS, and the whole thing's froze midway. Board's gonski. That was that was back when I was young tech, yes, learning my stuff. Learning the ways. It was back when I was flipping car parts. Learning the ways of the flipping mastery. I was still like an amateur. Had the pick out. Then I found the Q. It all started with the Q9550. That's where it all started. The Q95. It opened the treasure chest. That's where it all started. So, all right, chat's just going in their own way. Will a Taichi X570 work with a 2700X? Yeah, it should, but just check the BIOS support list. You want to pull that up, Yusuf? X570 Taichi CPU support. I think it will, but I don't know why you'd couple an X570 Taichi with a 2700X unless you wanted to upgrade to the best later. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, supports. Yeah, rather than 2700X will work with a Taichi. Okay, we got some super chats coming in too. They should have known the demand because of the pandemic. Everybody's staying at home. Demand is higher than ever, and they should have prepared. But that's the thing, Trevor. You can't prepare. You can't prepare. You can't just make a factory out of nowhere. That takes a long time to make the factories. It's a massive investment over years. They can't just say, okay, we're going to spin up another 7-nanometer factory. They can't do it. And so that's what I mean. The sudden onset of the pandemic, the sudden onset of COVID, has caused this situation. And so let's say, for instance, if COVID's going to go for another 3 years now, then TSMC and all these fab factories might say, all right, it's worth our time now because we're going to have sustained long-term demand. Short-term demand versus sustained long-term demand is two different things. And so what I'm trying to say is AMD and NVIDIA's defense is that it's not where, if this demand finishes, what we're seeing is reports of at least international travel starting from next year. That all starts, everything's back to normal. Suddenly you got, okay, don't need my gaming PC anymore, gonna go travel. And then you've got all this extra supply. They'll probably sell their gaming PCs, get a laptop, whatnot. And then you've got the reverse. You've got a 2018 crypto bust happening all over again. So as a company, they can't risk that. So that's the frustrating situation you're in there. And look, I understand the frustration, man. I tried to buy a 3080 on day one. Tried. That's the key word there, tried. So got a Samsung 1TB 980 Pro NVMe so fast. Is that 3-bit TLC? Might be fast on the benchmarks, but is it really fast? Roll the X-Files music. Yeah, that's what we're looking into. Anyway, what is the maximum price you would pay for an RTX 2060 Super or a 5700? Aussie, 450. USD, convert that into USD. 450 Aussie into USD. What would that be? Takes longer than 8 months. Okay, I'm losing my mind with chat now. It's going all over the place. We're talking from delitting to PC parts. Okay. Is a 1080 50K worth to buy or buy Ryzen 5950X? Or maybe wait for Rocket Lake and DDR5? I want to build the best PC for gaming and streaming. Thanks. Huzzah. If you want to stream, you've got to get good at streaming. That's the thing. So doesn't matter what you want for stream. This is what I was telling you early in the stream. If you don't believe me, you can go backtrack the stream. I was talking about the dude who spent $10,000 on streaming. 5 months later, he's packing up shop, and he doesn't enjoy streaming anymore. So do you really want to stream? If you want to stream, man, start off on a budget. Don't invest. Don't waste all your money on this stuff. You're just wasting money. You know, like even me, like I'm using a Wave 3. This is like a $150 mic. I could go out and buy a Newman, but I don't stream that much. So I'm like, nah, man, I'd rather keep my $1,000. So yeah. Stream first, equipment later. Beautiful advice. That would be me. So like, I'm not even going to directly answer that because I just don't I think you shouldn't be spending that much money on streaming. That's all it is. Like, that's all. That's my opinion on it. And I think, yeah, and you might be better off in the future with that. Like, right? Save some money, invest it. Maybe think of the family members around you. Think of your best friends. Take them out to dinner. Spend some money on your friends, man. That's what you should be doing. Instead of buying that 5950X. Because all you're doing is lining up. Who's the CEO of Intel? This one's going to be funny. Wait for it. Bob Swan. And who have we got? We got Lisa Su, yeah? Okay, so we got Bob Swan, Lisa Su. Here we go. Here's the thing, right? Take your friends and your family with that money. Go buy a budget streaming rig. 6 cores, 12 threads, 1660 super. Start streaming. Take your mum out to dinner, man. Tell her you love her. Rocket Jump Ninja gives a heart like. Instead, you're going out there and you're like, look, I want to get a 5950X. I want to line Lisa's pockets with that hard-earned money. I want to line Bob Swan's pockets with that hard-earned money. Let's just take a second back. Let's just take a step back here. Look, I'm always on the side of the consumer now. That's how you realize. Stream first. Yeah. Performance later. That's what I was saying. Let's do this. So that's it. You line it up like, I know the thing is I like Lisa Su. I've met her before. I like her. But I'm just saying, in your situation where you are in the world, you should be thinking about, take care of the people around you, man. Take care of the people you love. That's all. I want to line... Okay, so Marco said I want to line Frank Azua's pockets with money. $10? He wants to line it with a tenner. Here's the tenner, Frank. Oh, man, that's going to go down in history as one of the best captured tweets of all time. Look forward to taking your $10. Oh man, that tweet, bro. Have you got that? Can you I want to load it up on. That's one of the funniest tweets of 2020, man. Hey, you guys, I don't want you to line my pockets with money, man. I'm like, look, I've said this since 2018. I've been kind of comfortable, right? I'm happy with the way things are going. Things are going okay around tech, yes. I'm happy. You guys don't, and any donations and stuff, I'm thankful for that, man. We got the new kid on. You're giving him some money, yeah.
Found the tweet.
Okay. Oh, you found the tweet?
That's it.
You
want me to send it to you?
How are we gonna do? Yeah. Send it to us as an image, yeah. I'm on full screen now, so people can't see my Facebook DMs. You guys can't see my... If I switched over, you'd see my Facebook DMs.
Yeah, you can just open it in a new tab.
Yeah. No, yeah. Okay.
Just right-click open.
Yeah. Okay, so we got this right here. We'll pull it up. Here it is. This one. Andre Elijah. Here we go. Let's just pull this up live. Andre Elijah, where you at? Here we go. Welp, not being able to pick up a 3090 today means my work is going to be for the next little bit. Can they at least release a new Quadro so I can get my work done? $10 says AMD will be a paper launch too. Frank Azur, I look forward to taking your $10. We demand a follow-up on this tweet. Oh, man. This one's like, I just... Frank, you got to pay Andre his $10, all right? Hashtag justice for Andre. Technically, he entered into a bet with him, right? That's like, I'm going to say that's an agreement right there as a bet. A $10 bet. That's an agreement, right? So, Frank looked forward to taking his $10. It's like the confidence there, right? Like, there's going to be no shortage, but there's going to be no shortage here, guys. 6,800, there's going to be absolutely no shortage right now. Boom. And then AMD are like, oh God, guys, we got a problem here. Now we know how Nvidia's like feeling now. Oh damn. And then like, yeah, the pitchfork come out on Twitter. So that was this tweet, man. I'm gonna frame this one, eh? I think I'm gonna frame this one. Yeah. Oh man, I love that one. So, we got Troll McTorrington. This is so you can pay off the Loch Ness Monster. Oh man, when did we joked about the Loch Ness back in 2016? That was ages ago. Man, we joked about the Loch Ness Monster like ages ago. I forgot even the context of the joke. I think that was back when I was streaming with your boy JP. Yeah, before he started jumping in the comments section under different aliases and trolling the hell out of me. Anyway, 2016 was a cool year. It was, hey, it was a cool year. It was packed full of excitement. Prices on 1660 Super any good? Yeah, they're okay. Like 1660 Super is like okay. In Australia, it's like 320, I think 330. Yeah, it's okay. Like 16, I didn't include it in today's deals. It's just an okay buy. Like I've seen 1660 Supers in Australia as low as 290 Aussie, which is a really good deal. Seen them in the US, I think they've gone down to like 210 US for a 1660 Super. So they are a good deal. Like if you go out and buy a 1660 Super, you're not going to be disappointed. That's all.
315 with free shipping.
Okay, 315 with free shipping. That's okay. That's on you, Mart. Yep. Yeah, so that's in Australia, 315 Aussie. So 1660 Super, you're not going to be disappointed. Yeah. So Christopher, thanks, man. You're a member too. Love the Tech Yes symbol beside your name. Love you, Brian. Need a break. But I need a break. Yep. Catch you later. And if you're not on, great stream. Peace. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Thoughts on the M1 chip? That's the Apple. So you're using Apple's OS. You're using their ecosystem. Guys, I never used an Apple product since I threw my iPhone 3 in the bin. I remember that. I bought an iPhone 3 and I saved up money. I was like, this was young Tech Yes running around in 2009, was it? 2009? Is that when the iPhone 3 was released?
Let's have a look.
iPhone 3 release date, 2009, yeah? Let's see if my memory's good.
Yep, 2009.
There you go. I remember being one of them kids. Like, what, this is a revolution, right? I bought into it. I was like, this is going to be so good. Got the phone.
Wait, the 3 or the 3G?
No, the 3. Whatever, the 3 with the internet. It was
Yeah,
they had it in Japan.
The 3G was like the super popular one, wasn't it?
I got one. Things started slowing down after a few months, like to the point where I couldn't even answer a call.
Oh, wow.
It was, I threw it in the bin. I vowed since that day never to buy an Apple product again. I went back to a flip phone. That's how much I had 3G phobia, iPhone 3 phobia, and I went back to a flip phone. I mean, of course, the iPhone 4, I think they nailed it. But the 3, like, damn, that thing had some problems. And that's the problem with being an early adopter. So ever since then, like M1, I don't know, it's Apple. So don't ask me about Apple products. I mean, it looks good. I've been hearing some pretty good things about it. Apple definitely have a good niche in terms of, what is it, Final Cut? Is it the one they use?
Final Cut's the super optimized Apple one.
Okay, so they use Final Cut and it's optimized on Apple. And they do get their optimizations right with video editing. That's something they've always done well. So, but yeah, the 3, like I bought an iPhone 3. I was like, saving my money up hard. Bought an iPhone 3 and I got destroyed. Hey Brian, Zeb here. Just wanted to tell you your channel's amazing. I wanted to tell you thanks so much for everything when it comes to the used deals. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Thanks for the donation too. I love doing this stuff. And don't worry, we've got some more, like, we're just getting through a heap of new stuff right now. There's so much new stuff coming in, and look, it's work. A lot of it is work. I'm not going to turn it down. But we're getting through that. And December is going to be packed. We're going on a road trip too. That's what it's looking like. We're going on a road trip. Deals hunting on the road in Australia. Stay tuned for that. You guys are going to love it because that's going to be coming in December. So that's what's going to be happening. And don't worry, we did the used parts hunt recently. We're resyncing to the used market. Look, demand for used PCs right now is kind of tough. Like if you're doing, especially if you're doing that mid-range stuff, because I notice a lot of guys want to do the $500 to $1,000 flips. That's a tight market, man. That's a tough market, dude. It's a tough market at the moment. Demand's just tough. So we got 1660 Super, 2060 or 2070. It all depends on the price, bro. I'd just get the 1660 Super, hold out. Is the AMD Ryzen 5 1600 AF good for gaming? Yeah, it's good enough. It's decent. Make sure you get some 3200 megahertz memory, 16 gigabytes. Do it in. So Black Friday deals are trash. Yeah, they're going to be trash. That's why I'm pulling up the pre-deals where I think you can get some good deals. So that's my opinion. And I've sifted through. Some of these deals are really good. Like G203, $15 US. Like that's a really good deal on a mouse like that. $30 for a Viper Mini. I'm pretty sure that's a good deal. So there are some good deals there. And the BX 55 inch. If you're in the US, oh man, I wish I had that deal in Australia. I would have snapped that up instantly. Insta-jib. If Rocket Jump Ninja's out there, Insta-jib. I'm trying to use my PC as a heater. What game do you recommend? Oh, Furmark, dude. And R23, yeah. Load up Furmark. I'll even put a tweet out. Furmark, Cinebench R23 at the same time. If you're lucky, you might even short your power supply out. Yeah, hey?
How many watts?
7. We got up to almost 800 watts, but we'll show it in the video. And that's with a single GPU, single CPU. It's a hard G. Gib. Rocket Jump's corrected. He is out there. Insta-gib. That's it. Yeah, okay. I like jib. Like, okay, guys, tell us in chat. Insta-jib or insta-gib? What does it sound better? What sounds better? Was I wrong or was I right? Let us know. Let us know in chat. Man, my voice is gone. Too much live stream. I don't know how guys live stream for like 10 hours straight. I see some guys like they live stream for like 10 hours straight. How do they do it without their voice just going completely nuts?
I reckon they'd have like their entire day done and then they just hit go live until they fall asleep, you know?
Okay, so people are just saying, it doesn't, yeah, jib better. But people have said gib. Okay. Yeah, okay. Rocket Jump wins. You win this one. Yeah, GIF or GIF. What do you say, GIF?
I'm a GIF.
Yeah, I'm a GIF guy, yeah. So GIF or GIF, I'm a GIF guy. Insta-jib, yeah. Gibson, yeah. People, yeah, James makes a good point. You know, Gibson is a name, right? It's a last name. Gibson, or is it a first name too? I don't know. Gibson, yeah, Gib.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fair enough, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Look, I concede this one. Concede this one. It's pronounced, okay, everyone's, yeah. Jib or Gib. There are some, hey, look, for the guys out there representing the J, I love you guys. You represent me.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the main director of Quake Champions says Jib. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's just a personal preference. I mean, it's one of those things like, it's one of those things where I just don't like care enough. You know what I mean? Like, some people have a go at me, like, for saying some words, and it's like, yeah, do I care enough to care? And the answer is no. So, yeah, thank you for spending your time streaming. Yeah, it's been a while. Like, actually, it's been a while. I've been meaning to just actually, instead of just doing like videos and live streams talking about topics, just hang out with you guys and chat. That's one thing I wanted to do more because, like, I think you guys have got a lot of good questions. There's a lot of good topics, and there's things that I feel like other tech channels don't even talk about. Like, they don't even go there because they don't want to go there. And it's like, no, these are kind of important topics, right? We got stock levels, prices, flipping PCs, resale value, longevity. All this stuff is relevant, right? And so if you guys have it in the comments, I want to talk about it because it's so, like, it goes through my head, man. It goes through my head too, and I want to talk about that stuff. So, would you consider buying a used original Threadripper instead of a Xeon? Ragey, you're not gonna like my answer. No. The old Threadripper stuff, man, I wasn't a big fan of it, like, personally. I know there's some other guys out there that love the old Threadripper stuff, but I would much rather go for lower core counts on the lower latency Ryzen stuff, then go for the higher end Threadripper. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, right? Are you doing a lot of actions per minute? If you're finding yourself constantly clicking your mouse, hitting keys, this is the basic test. We all bring it back down to basics. If you find yourself hitting a lot of keys and clicking a lot of buttons on your mouse, you're going to want to go for a lower latency setup as opposed to going with a Threadripper, max cores, 64 cores. You're going to want to go for something that's lower latency. So like that's where the ring bus, like for instance, the 10900K shouldn't be overlooked for that one factor. Now, of course, the new Ryzen 5000 series stepped it up big time. Huge. That stuff's snappy, man. 5800X is a beast. 5900X, beast. 5950X. That'd be my plays. Because if you're going with those CPUs, you want to save time. You're a productivity kind of guy. So you want to save some time, go for the, like, it's good. So anyway, should I skip a 1440p monitor or go straight to 4K? Yeah, go straight to 4K TV gaming, bro. That's like, that is the most biased answer I'll give you ever, but because I'm using, you're asking it, like, put it this way, he's asking a guy who's using a 4K OLED whether he should skip 1440p. What answer did you think I was going to give you?
Well, it depends on GPU.
No, doesn't. Just get the 4K OLED. Just get.
Doesn't matter if you're 15 FPS. OLED.
Yeah,
OLED.
doesn't even matter. OLED. It just doesn't even matter. Just get the 4K 120 hertz, brother, if you can. Other than that, just go with the 144 hertz 1080p, and just save your money, man. Because yeah, like this is the problem, and this is, like I said, this man, I want to play some games on this thing. Like it's so gorgeous. Cyberpunk's gonna be hard when that drops, man. I'm gonna have some hard times like making content. I think this is gonna be hard.
Or even just streaming casually.
Yeah. Will we ever see, and this is a good question, I love this one. So, will we ever see 27 inch as good as the LG OLEDs? Like, we've got to see OLED to be as good as OLED. OLED is the tech that's giving you the pure colors. Like, they're emitting pure color at that light source. What you're seeing on these LEDs, I just keep, you guys watch me for a while, you're like, here he goes again on the blue LEDs. Blue LEDs are garbage. Your eyes weren't meant to look at blue LEDs all day long. Stop looking at them. You know, I haven't worn my glasses in about, ever since I got these OLED. That's like, my eyes thank me every day now for these OLEDs. White LEDs, well, they're blue LEDs at the core. White LEDs are just garbage. Now, in terms of the burn-in, LG have the screen shift. They've also got if you're on the same image, it'll lower the brightness down. So what burn-in is on an OLED, and I did a heap of research into this and it checks out. Essentially the pixels are getting the OLEDs themselves, the little organic light-emitting diodes are getting too hot and they're burning in. So what LG have done with their panels, I don't know about other panels like other manufacturers, but they've put in the tech to say, okay, here's the temperature limits. If you put the tech on, if you turn off the OLED tech that saves your OLED from burn-in, then I don't know, do you like burn-in? That's the question. But they've put in the tech that keeps the temperatures, and if the temperatures hit a certain level, it drops the brightness because it's all temperature related. It literally is burn-in. The OLED's getting too hot and then it's burning into the screen. So, or burning into itself, and that's where you get the burn-in factor. So what they've done to counteract that is to keep the brightness down by then controlling the brightness and the screen shift. So, okay, so I'm seeing some stuff from Samsung that QLED alleviates burning compared to OLED. So QLED is, they've got active QLED, which is, I researched this ages ago. Active QLED won't have burn-in because it's going to be not organic. Whether or not Samsung's going to get active QLED to the market, I've got no idea. I think what are they calling it? The mini LED, micro LED or mini LED?
There was one of each, and I can't remember which is the fake or true.
Okay, but it was called, when it was being developed, active QLED. The ones you're getting is passive QLED. Passive QLED is okay. It's sort of like, it's a little extra, it's a little bonus on top of your white LEDs, but it's still white LEDs at the core. Active QLED is the one that, if it came out, would be the one to get. But in the meantime, again, when are these people releasing this stuff? When are we going to get active QLED? I've got no idea, because we've been waiting now for a normal 24-inch OLED gaming monitor. That's never hit the market. People have just abandoned it completely. They're like, no, we don't want to go there. And my guess is, if I had to hazard a guess as to why 24-inch and 27-inch OLEDs aren't hitting the market, is because of the pixel density. This would just be hazarding a guess. They're too close up, they're too cramped up, those pixels. So they're going to suffer burn-in quicker than your 4K counterpart. Your beautiful, amazing, gorgeous 55-inch OLEDs that are out there. Dude, I don't even mean, like, oh man, I feel like I'm a shill now for LG.
Fanboy.
Yeah, I'm an OLED fanboy. Look, if I'm guilty of being a fanboy of something, it's OLED, and that's it. Only thing you're going to hold me to on the channel.
Not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, not afraid to admit it either. I'm an OLED fanboy. That's it. So the thing is, the pixel density, I think, is why you'll never see OLED for the future, for the short-term future, medium term, is they can't control the pixels, the brightness minus the density. That's what I think. If I had to look at it from, okay, what I'm seeing, why is it out on 4K? Pixel density is a lot, it's got a lot more room to breathe. So essentially, the bigger OLED is, the better, like in terms of burn-in. Maybe that's it. Okay. We got some questions. Man, you guys are just chatting away. People are loving this chat. We'll just chat away. Is Ryzen 5 3600 better priced than Ryzen 7 3700X? Yeah, it should be. Okay. All right. There it is. What do you think the best way to get a 3070 will be this year? Hey, you want to go grab the two 3070s? They're right near the door. Yeah, we'll show you guys. I got some 37s. I picked them up. Just bought them. And I think the best way to get a 3070 is to not be a brand snob. And I said that in the... I didn't say it. I put text over the footage. Don't be a brand snob. Like, everyone that messages me... I got guys messaging me personally like, bro, can you get a 3080 TUF or a 3070 TUF for me, man? You got to get me one of these TUF series. And so, like, here it is here. So this is the 3070s. There it is there. And we got 3070, 3070. I'm buying these. I'm not some dude going, hey, look at flexing my review samples or anything like that. No, they just bought them, man. And I'm not a brand snob. You notice they're colorful, right? Colorful's in low demand in Australia. People want a Zeus TUF. People want people want EVGA. That's what they want. And if you're a brand snob, if that's all you want, you're probably going to be joining the queue of tens of thousands of other people who want the same card. And are you going to notice a difference? No. Like, it's a 3070, it's a GPU. As long as it's not Inno 3D, that's what I've heard. And I feel sorry, like, that's just what I've heard, right? I relay information, but these guys are creditable. People who tell me this information, they've never been wrong in when they're saying, look, these are the temperatures I'm getting, etc. So I feel sorry for Inno 3D if they've hampered their cooler designs, but they got to get on that, man. But colorful, they're a mid-range. Like, they're going to do the job out of the box, especially if you undervolt it. And Rocket Jump asks, how's the colorful 3070? I haven't tried it yet. Can't tell you yet. If it's like the 3080, it's going to be absolutely fine. The 3080 colorful iGame is like, it's hovering in the 70s, and this is in Queensland ambient temperature, and it's doing a great job. So if that's anything to go by, you should be good.
Is the 3080 the one with the red ring in the middle?
Yeah. That was the one. Yeah, that was the one we flipped. Yeah, bang. Out she goes. In she comes, out she goes. That's there we go, fellas. And that's what I mean. Like, if I was in chat, I'd be donating to myself right now, because that's what you do when you hustle, man. You got to donate to yourself. So, all right. Is Club 3D an Inno 3D brand? I heard they were the AMD counterpart to Inno 3D on Nvidia's side. Can't confirm though. I cannot confirm. I just heard that. It's 2700X for 180 pound. Good. That took me a while. The Euro's got the two lines through it, I think. 3600 is better. Yeah. I mean, some of you guys are answering your own questions. Yeah. Gigabyte 3080. Yeah, I mean, it should be fine. I heard the Gigabyte, the Eagles. Some people I've tried the Eagle actually, because I got a loan sample and I got to do a video later. It's backlogged. I tried all the Gigabyte cards. None of them cut out. I did stress test them for quite a while. I think if people are having graphics cards cut out, the first thing they got to look at actually is their power supply. And the reason being is if they've got a real shoddy, mediocre power supply that's got some real high ripple, that can be, your GPU could be struggling by default. So I would look at that first. If you've got a, like, see, the thing is, a lot of tech reviewers have good power supplies. They've all got like platinum, whatever, like 1000 watt these power supplies that all the tech reviewers do, myself included, right? These have extremely low ripple. And that's really good for overclocking your gear. It's good for just testing stuff as well. The stuff's going to work as it's intended. It's not going to miss a beat. So do keep that in mind. It all depends as well. Power supply is a big play, especially when you go into the high-end stuff. Like a lot of the lower-end stuff is meant to work on high ripple because they know the intended market. And so, yeah, but do keep in mind your power supply is pretty important. And so even though I use bangers around here on the channel from time to time, I do check those bangers out. Don't worry. I'm not just whacking in any random like, okay, this power supply is cutting out. Let's put it in a PC. I'm not doing that. But yeah, you got to check your power supply. It is important. A520. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the A520 because they didn't introduce PCIe 4.0. Haven't really got into it. Rodney asked, where's the Tech Yes Sister Grub video? My memory's bad. Maybe is there something like Tech Yes Sister? She comes on videos sometimes in the parts hunts. Discounted Ryzen 3000 or full price Ryzen 5000. Discounted Ryzen. That's my play at the moment. Discounted Ryzen 3000 if you're just gaming. Because yeah, like again, when we're looking at Ryzen 5000, we're looking at high-end performance. So you probably got the money to not care to ask the question. PC submerged in mineral oil. Good idea. Nope. Hey, I have a i5 10400 with a 962 gigabyte. What GPU should I get for $500 or less? 3070 or a 68? Oh wait, 6800 is over 500, isn't it? Yeah. When do you think RX 6000 series will come back in stock? Oh, that's a good one. The RX 6000. Let's talk about the stock. I've heard rumors. I've heard big rumors. That's it. Get the hands, rubbing the hands. I've heard the ongoing supply of RX 6000 is going to be bad, at least until February next year. That's what I've heard.
That's not too bad.
That's another 3 months.
Bad, it's not the worst that I've had. Like PS5 stocks apparently a lot worse than that.
Okay. So, but the bottom line is that you'll get your chances of getting an Nvidia card are going to be much better than getting chances of you getting one of them new AMD cards, and that's harsh. Oh, Greg, how you doing, Greg? Yeah, I just went solo, man. I just went solo on this stream because we just got the deals, the Black Friday deals, and oh man, my voice is so. Oh. How many? Like, I gotta get the testy blowout counter on this stream. It's the worst it's ever been, and I don't know why.
Ding.
Yeah, ding, ding. Ding. It's terrible, this stream. I haven't done it. Like, I usually never. What's going on? It must have been, was I yelling in the last few days? Okay. Okay. If I'm yelling, then I do apologize. But yeah, I know to the guys here in the studio, you know, apologize. I'm yelling at, get back to work. Yo, get the video done. Like, just yelling at him like, there's my voice. That's why my voice is blowing out. You gotta yell at the young guy. He's new. He's gotta get some work done for me. So, yeah, so it's, yeah, Greg. Greg's in chat, and we got Rocket Jump Ninja in chat too. My two homeboys. Isn't that funny? My two good friends. They're in the chat. But yeah, in terms of content, let's go back, and we'll close out the stream pretty soon because I do have to get back to doing some stuff. There's a lot to do. I've actually got to build up a 3070 PC, so do stay tuned. We're gonna have the flip up challenge. That video is coming very soon. I know you guys love that stuff, so we're gonna have the flip up challenge starting again, and hopefully I can give away a 3080 PC due to that series. I can give away a 3080 PC before Christmas. That's what I'm hoping. Don't hold me to it though. I don't know guarantees there. I'm not gonna guarantee that one because I've got to get another 3080. That's the thing. But I want to give away a PC to you guys. 3080 PC out of my own pocket too. $100. And you know what I mean? Like, just because like people are like, oh man, this series is so full of crap. You're so full of crap, Brian. It's like, Nah, I wish you could just see it all happening locally. I wish someone had a behind the scenes camera too. They could just film some of the flip, but it would be invasive, right? The people buying the stuff and like.
Even if it's just like a photo with them as they leave, it'd be awkward, you know?
Yeah, it's awkward filming the subjects. That's all. I'm fine being on camera. Like
subjects.
Yeah, I'm fine being on I'm absolutely fine being on camera. Like, that's fine. But like, yeah, kind of like there is that privacy thing there. But I think if we're flipping PCs, we started from $100 and now we're at a 3080, and we're not going to stop. We are not going to stop, because this is the thing. When I get into value arguments with people, it's like, what do you guys like? I see guys arguing over 10400Fs and 3600s, and they'll be spending days, and I mean days, arguing about two freaking CPUs with a potential gap of $10-20. And it's like, why? Why not waste that time? Because you're wasting that time, sorry. Why not spend that time flipping a PC, making up the difference, and then you don't even have to care. And so that's what we're doing with the $100 flip up challenge. We're showing people not to care so much about the little things. But I know in this tech game, so many people care about the little things. And that's why when you looked at my 6800 XT recently, when I did that against the 3080, I just said straight at the end of that video, if you go out and buy a 3080 or a 6800 XT at these prices, either way you go, you're not making a bad decision. And so that's what the true essence of the $100 flip up challenge is, just that. That's where it comes into play. Stop caring so much about the little things. Save that money from the hustling. Take your friends out. Look, Rocket Jump Ninja, if you're out there, head over tonight. We'll go out to dinner. I'll shout you, bro. How does that sound? Because look, Rocket Jump, this is my mouse that I'm using. Someone asked me in the chat again, what mouse are you using? Ultralight 2. That was a gift from Rocket Jump, my man. I was so happy when this mouse is legit good. This mouse is so good. It's the best mouse I've used for the time being, until something better comes out. Oh, okay. Bring that over. This is like I haven't even talked about this deal. Look at this. I haven't even talked about this deal. We got this. I picked this up. You know, grab the keyboard too. It's wireless. Yep. Yeah, cleaned some dude out. I cleaned some dude out when I didn't mention it in the flip up challenge, but I cleaned some dude out when because he messaged me after I got the deal. He's like, "Dude, you want a K60? Is this a K63 Bluetooth? Yeah, wireless." And I got this for 100 Aussie, 2 wireless Bluetooth a mouse and a keyboard for 100 Aussie bucks. And I was like,
"This is over the dongle. It's not Bluetooth."
Okay, so it's wireless.
Yeah.
Wireless. So yeah, I got 2 Wi-Fi. I got a mouse and a keyboard together, 100 bucks Aussie. So that'd be like 70 US.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
For the quality of
yeah, man. Cleaned him up, bro. That's again. He just said to me, "Look," he's like, "Brian, you got cash, bro?" I said, "Yeah, cash right now." He's like, "How much do you want for it?" 100 bucks. I'm there, bro. That's just, I'm there, bro. Bro. So, and that's what people look for. Are you going to do RTX 2060 builds for the flip up challenge? I'm doing, I've tasted, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've tasted a lot of success with the 3080s. The 3080, people were like laughing at me when I said I'd sell the 3080 build for what I was intending to sell it for. Here's a kicker. I've sold 2 for the price that I've intended to sell it for. I sold one off the back of the other ad, which I forgot to take down. I was just lucky that I had a 3080 on hand. So that's where my focus is going right now, big time. Because on the lower end, I sold the other 2 builds on the lower end, but and that's what I mean. We've pulled all the funds together here for the next episode. But on the lower end, you know, you're lucky to make $100, man, flipping the PCs. Like, you're lucky to do it. It's hard right now. It's a tough game. And then on the higher end, you're flipping these 3070, 3080 PCs. It's like Christmas, like every day, Christmas. People just hungry as for it, man. And so you got to go where the hunger is. You got to go where the hunger is. Don't forget that. And you got to be the shark. So they're all the fish. They're all the piranhas. They're hungry for the 3070s and the 3080s. And then you're the shark. You come in, boom. Big fish always eats the little fish. Who said that? Was that Qui-Gon Jinn or Obi-Wan that said that in episode 1? Here's a question for chat. Was it Obi-Wan or is it Qui-Gon Jinn? that said sometimes the bigger fish eats the little fish. I'm gonna go with No, I'm gonna go with Qui-Gon. I'm gonna go with Qui-Gon. What do you reckon? Just Google it. Episode 1. I'm going with Qui-Gon. Was it Obi? This is some OG stuff for you guys. This is some OG stuff.
Qui-Gon, there's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish. Yeah, I was like, because they were in the pod, they were in the underwater thing, and they're going through. And I know one of them said it. I forgot which one. It wasn't Jar Jar. So we got super chat. Okay, I play in 12K. You don't. What you playing? He's actually not being. I thought he was joking at first, but then he's like, no, 2160. Will the RTX 3070 work good? I have the RTX 2070 non-super. It's 90 GPU load. Do suck. Truck sim driving. That came out weird. Yeah, the 3070 worked good for the truck simulator. I think it's a pretty easy to play game. Truck simulator is pretty easy. The 3070 should smash it. If you're already doing pretty well on a 2070, that's the easy answer there. Truck simulator is easy to run. Oh, we got Power GPU in chat. How you doing, dude? Me and Power GPU, we chat on Twitter sometimes. He's a cool dude, man. Congrats. He sells PC builds in the US. Really cool guy. He's got some 3090s. I see him flexing on Twitter like, yo, I got the RTX 3090. It's like, yeah. The Strix too. That is actually, that's a pretty, yeah. That is a big flex. I'm still waiting for Darth Jar Jar to make a... Dude, Darth Jar Jar's right here. This is what remains of him. He got ripped apart because I wanted to use him in the studio because it was just taking up a desk. And now this is what remains of Darth Jar Jar. So he's like scuffed. You know, he's changed from Darth Jar Jar to scuffed Jar Jar now. That's what he is right now. He's changed. Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, we're going to close down the stream. My energy. I need to eat soon. Like, stomach is the levels. It's like critical, mission critical. When I'm hungry, I got no energy, man. Like, that's a little fun fact about tech. Yes. I think any human's not too energetic when they're hungry, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm starving. Mad. Let's do this video. No, but I'm getting I'm pretty hungry right now. So the Macca's run or KFC run? No, dude. No, this is the thing. Like I said, dude, I've been drinking green tea throughout this stream. I'm on this new age tech yes stuff. You know, some people might think it's a bit he's suggesting I go to counteract that, to get back to that crap state that I was in.
Just so the green tea is doing so much more.
No, the green tea is amazing. I gotta stay on this. I'm probably gonna get some sushi, right? Hipster. I'm a bit of a hipster. I'm gonna get some sushi. Hey guys, I'm gonna get some sushi now. And I'm gonna have a little sip of my green tea after the stream finishes. I'm gonna get some green tea down the shop. Hello guys. And you get to design the sushi. It's the designer. They put a little bit of spinach in the top. It's amazing. All right, guys. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for joining in on chat. We're going to come back and live stream a bit more. You guys like the chat. Like, I'm watching the views. The views have been bigger than they are. Like, when we do a serious live stream talking about tech, you guys rather want to chat. You guys want to chat? Okay, we'll chat. You guys want to chat? We'll chat. Say hello to my little friend. And maybe I can sing for you guys next time too. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Go check out some deals. Honestly, these are the deals that I would pick out. Some of them I've already got this stuff. Some of them I've still got to pick out. I got to get 2 of those Z490 motherboards and I get 2 of those 1080p webcams. So some of them I'm going to be clicking on. I can't click on my own links, unfortunately. I've got to get Rocket Jump Ninja. Wait, I can't even say that on stream. Just forget that last part. I'm going to be buying these parts after the stream. Okay. Too much info. Oops. Anyway, I love each and every one of you guys. I'm going to go cop some deals. Deals are in the description below. We'll peace out for now. And I gotta click the end stream button. Wait, there's the end stream. This is how bad I am. There's the end stream buttons here on this monitor. I'll catch you guys very soon. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit of... Hey, guys, you got to take care of your... This is what we're all about here. This is right, Robin Hood wasn't a bad guy, right? He was never a bad guy.
Take from the rich and give.
No, take from the greedy. You can be rich and you can be a good person.
True.
Take from the greedy, the sinister, the greed, the I'm not gonna go. Yeah, we gotta end the stream. we're not gonna go down that path because it's a good day. It's a good day. We're happy. We're gonna keep it happy. We'll catch you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the donations too, guys. Love you guys so much.
Also, wait 6 seconds before you.
Well, okay.
So it actually gets over 10.
Wait 6. Okay. Peace out for now. Bye. 1, 2, 3.